You can start to see on tape as we're doing scout this week for Buff.
It's time.
Back on our Porter's pregame show, talking with head coach. Why? I don't understand.
It's time for Wolverine football. Streaming live on County 10's YouTube channel and on the dial on Jack FM 105.1. The Wolverines are on the outside looking in at the 3A playoffs heading into Week 7. Tonight, they face the 4th-ranked Buffalo Bison in a 3A East Conference road game. Now, let's head to the grass field of Mike Moon Field in Buffalo. Here's the voice of the Wolverines, John Gabrielson.
Welcome to a windy Mike Moon Field in Buffalo, Wyoming. It is pink night. It is homecoming. Maybe senior recognition if they can throw another occasion in. Travis McIntosh joining me as we are at Mike Moon Field, and you can hear in the background a little bit of wind blowing here on us as we look at a fairly uneventful sunset. Usually they're a little prettier this time of year on the sunsets, but a pretty picturesque football field here at Buffalo High School, Travis.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful, and the leaves are starting to change, and you can tell autumn is upon us right now. So it's a beautiful drive coming up.
The wind may have all those leaves on the highway here pretty soon or on the ground because it is a windy one, as you can hear in our crowd mics. And we welcome you into this meeting between the Wolverines and the Bison. And again, Riverton coming in 1-5, but 1-2 in conference play. Still very much in the hunt for some playoff action if things go right here in the next couple of games.
Right. And they definitely have to. Hopefully they're healthy and everything's going well. Going to go well for them tonight. I look for a really good ball game. So yeah, they're right in the hunt. They're right in the middle of it, and they can end up, I think, with a 3 seed. I believe is the best they can do if they win out.
Yeah, starts with winning here tonight on this field, and that's a tall order with a team that I think Buffalo, ranked 4th in the state, obviously favored here tonight on their home field. They took apart the Wolverines last year on the Riverton home field. Riverton did get a win here 2 years ago when these seniors were sophomores, but this is only the 21st meeting overall between these teams. 11-9 in favor of the Wolverines, and they've won 6 of those 11 at Buffalo, including 2 years ago. And like I said, Buffalo won at Riverton High School last year. So 11-9 in their 20 previous meetings. This one's number 21 here tonight from Mike Moon Field.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I think it's really going to be a great contest, though. It's going to be a good matchup for us. And so hopefully we can get back to where we were at and get in those winning ways again.
Buffalo's last state championship won in 2018 when they were in Class 2A. They defeated Mountain View in War Memorial Stadium 43-18. Their head coach is Rob Hammond. He's only the 6th coach in Buffalo since 1955. That's 67 years and only 6 head coaches at Buffalo.
Wow. Yeah, they do. They have a rich tradition here, and they do. They play. They play a lot of football, and they have a lot of good kids come in. You've probably heard a couple of them have gone pro before.
Yeah, one Chris Brzezinski. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and you think of names like Moon, who the field is named after, and Rin and Brzezinski, obviously, and Camino and Hatch from a couple of the last couple of years, and you'll even see a couple of Caminos on the field tonight. Hammond, the head coach, his son, the running back. I mean, it's a pretty rich tradition in names, as the Bison don't play a lot of kids both ways. I think 9 or 10 start both directions, and they only play maybe 13, 14 deep on the sideline, but they're getting it done.
Yeah.
With that record right there, for sure. 3-3 overall, 2-1 in conference play, the Bison.
Yeah, and they, every contest that they've played, they've been close games for them. So that they've had a lot of battle tested, and so they're they're definitely a tough component, going to be a tough opponent tonight.
Yeah, outside of the Star Valley Braves, the toughest that anybody has played, Cody, this year, I guess, on the outside looking in on that kind of thing. The Wolverines on the other side, talk about it, and my board's kind of flipping out in the wind a little bit for the interview when it comes up with it, but 2 years ago we had played Jackson, very tough at Jackson, have high hopes going into Douglas, and got beat 49-0. Last week played Lander, overtime game, feeling good about things going into the Douglas game, and then to get beat 56-7. So it's a tough one to figure out on maybe where the mindset of the red and white are here tonight as they come into this game at Buffalo.
Yeah, and I really think that they just need to establish what they're good at, and find their identity and go back to those basic things. And that had that great contest against Rollins and where they got the win there, and then where they had the good game against Lander that they started to build on. I think they're banged up a little bit. A slow start with Monday, and so
playing on essentially a Tuesday, as Troy called it, from having to play that Monday game.
Exactly. So it is what it is now, and they got to put that behind them, and they've really got to just focus on tonight and take the task at hand.
This is the Porter's pregame show on Jack FM. We are going to take a short break. And when I come back, we will hopefully be able to play our Wolverine weekend, as we'll talk about a big win for the RHS volleyball team last night on the road against Rock Springs. We'll talk some cross country, and we'll also talk some swimming as well as your Porter's pregame show continues. This is Wolverine football from Jack FM. Your pregame show continues right after this.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a cool Cadillac, coupe to bill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
If you're looking to get upgrades on your vehicle done with bumpers, grill guards, and bed liners, shop locally. Instead of traveling the extra mile to an out-of-town shop, take it to the premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175.
Wyoming Catholic College are proud sponsors of student athletes and sports programs across Fremont County, plus are this season's academic spotlight sponsor. Wyoming Catholic College forms students through a rigorous immersion in the primary sources of the classic liberal arts tradition, the grandeur of the mountain wilderness, and the spiritual heritage of the Catholic Church. Grounded in real experience and thoughtful reflection, our graduates love truth, think clearly, and communicate eloquently, engaging with the world as it is. Submit your application online at wyomingcatholic.edu/admissions/apply.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.
This week's edition of the Wolverine Weekend starts in the pool as the RHS swimmers head to Laramie for a couple of days of swimming. Coach Chad Fallon saw a freshman be the first to qualify for state for the Lady Wolverines.
Jayla Griffith was our qualifier in 200 free, so she came in and dropped 4 seconds to make it happen, and that was really cool to watch. So she's eligible, and right there at the 50 free and the 100 free, I mean, could we even be fly? So we've got a number of things that she is capable in. We're still in the same place with Kendall Vincent, Jules Spradlin, Amelia Tate, and Chloe Smith, Celeste Mikesell. They're all right there. They need 1 second or they need 2 seconds. We're in a place where we've kind of peaked the season, and now we're going to start staying sharp, but working our way down to kind of be the best that we can be in the next few meets.
With chances to qualify winding down, the coach is confident more girls will make the marks.
I think they're going to get those times in Buffalo next week. We have a small team going to Laramie. We've had a number of issues this week between sickness and cool things that girls are doing with band, and so we might get some this weekend, but definitely we'll have a whole team going to conference next weekend, and I see good things happening there.
Again, swimmers are in Laramie this weekend, then to Buffalo for conference next weekend. The Lady Wolverine volleyball team played a wild one in Rock Springs last night. RHS would lose the first two before bouncing back to win the next two. That forced the fifth and deciding game. Usually it's a race to 15, but it turned out to need some extra volleyball. Lady Wolverines won in the fifth set, 24-22. RHS Volleyball hosting the number 1 ranked Kelly Walsh Trojans tonight at 6 o'clock at Wolverine Gym. Cross country ran in their regional meet in Lander yesterday. Junior Caden Chatfield would set a new course record in Powell last week. He came back from about a 2-week rest. At regionals yesterday, Chatfield finished second overall. The Wolverine boys finished fourth as a team. State cross country will be Saturday of next week in Ethity at Wyoming Indian High School. This has been your Wolverine weekend. Get out and support Big Red whenever you can. I'll look at football around 3A and the rest of the state and even other parts of the country after this. You're tuned to Wolverine football from the County 10 Sports Network.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
I hold up wide left. They don't have any.
Ensuring you never forget your best memories, but also protecting your future adventures. Tyler Watson and State Farm is a proud supporter of the current and future Riverton Wolverine.
Wide right, McGuffey back to pass, shows the ball, throws again. Looking in the end zone is DeVries. Touchdown, baby!
Find us on our website at ensuringriverton.com or stop by our office at 618 East Washington Avenue to discuss protecting your future. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's time to welcome Sutherland's Home and Garden Fall Catalog. It's full of hundreds of deals to help you save, including special fall buys, ideas, how-tos, and more. Win big. Sign up in-store for your chance to win a $5,000 Sutherland's shopping spree. See store for details. Get up to 24 months special financing with your Sutherland's credit card. See store for details. Sutherland's Fall Catalog is full of can't-miss deals. Stop by the store and pick one up today or check it out online at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's, your fall home improvement store.
Wind River Internet is proud to deliver quality, high-speed internet to businesses and residents across Fremont County. Wind River Internet is the sponsor for the County 10 live stream and sports in our community. Enjoy high-definition broadcasts. Brought to you by Wind River Internet. They also provide reliable phone services that can help you stay in touch with the important people in your life. Experience greater connection today. To get a quote and start enjoying fast, reliable services, call 307-857-2004. That's 857-2004. Or windriverinternet.com.
Wolverine football with John Gabrielson.
Back looking at some other games going on tonight, but first let's head to the scoreboard. And Jared Anderson back at the Jack FM studios has an update for us. And again, my Bluetooth is deciding that it's not going to work for us despite saying that we are connected, but hopefully we will have Mr. Anderson coming on with us here shortly. But Travis, some other games going on tonight. I highlighted, I think, a couple of them. Worland at Lander being one of those. That one's a key one to the winner and loser of this ball game, as Riverton has Worland next week. Lander goes to Douglas next week.
Yeah, and I think that's also just a momentum thing. If Lander I don't know all the scenarios and what takes place with who wins and who loses, but I think it's big for us if we take care of business tonight. and then we go into Worland because that's just going to carry momentum.
Yeah, and it starts
us
with getting this one tonight. Yeah, you have your destiny in your hands, essentially. Win one, and I think you've got a 4 seed, which means a trip to Cody or Star Valley. A 3 seed means a trip to Cody or Star Valley, honestly. So, but to get in, you got to play this one. You got to win this one tonight to have that coulda, woulda, shoulda said conversation next time.
And to just have the opportunity to make any noise at all in the playoffs. You got to have a chance, and so, but you got to take care of business. Your destiny.
Yeah, absolutely. Worland and Lander kicking off at 6. Jackson and Powell already underway. Evanston is at number 1. Cody tonight at 7. Green River's at Star Valley. The second-ranked Braves at 6. Rollins is at Douglas. And I'm going to try this again and see if we can't get our scoreboard update from the Jack FM studios. And we cannot, so I don't know why I'm having such a problem getting myself connected to everything here, because it looks like everything should be golden in every place and everywhere to be and everything like that. But
it's the wind.
It's got to be the wind. Well, it was doing this to me last week as well. So let me see if I can pipe Jared in a different way here.
All right, thank you. Yeah, a huge Fremont County game last night between two teams that have had fantastic seasons in 1A 9-man football. Third-rated Shoshone knocked off number 2 Wind River in Pavilion last night, 25-14. Peyton Trumpler ran for 2 touchdowns, caught a touchdown pass. The Wranglers clinched the conference title in home field in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Wind River had 5 turnovers in that game, so don't count out the Cougs here once the playoffs get rolling. You get a couple other Fremont County teams in action this week. Wyoming Indian is hosting Big Piney. They kicked off just a bit ago. Still haven't seen a score reported in that one from Ethity. And second-rated DuBois in 6-man football will play tomorrow. They're at Hannah Elk Mountain for a noon kickoff. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much. Jared Anderson back at the Jack FM studios. And so looking at that, Douglas is the only team that is in right now. Potentially everybody is still in. Nobody is out. Rollins is on the bubble, a loss tonight, and they're done. If Douglas beats Rollins and Lander loses to Worland, Douglas will be the number 1 seed. If not, it's kind of Douglas versus Lander for 1/3 in the whole thing there, because Buffalo knocked off Lander a couple of weeks ago at Lander, so that's where they mix into this. Cody has to beat Evanston. Jackson has to beat Powell tonight for Cody to take the number 1 seed. You heard Jared talk about the Shoshone Wind River game last night. 5 turnovers, crashing the Cougar homecoming. And as you said, being an old Wiley coach, you're not going to win very many games when you have 5 turnovers.
No, you know that's the security of the rock. And so, yeah, they. Congratulations to Shoshone. What a good ball game I bet it was. And they'll probably meet up again.
We were talking about this Buffalo team and the teams that they've played. They played a team in Loveland, Colorado, Resurrection Christian. They drove all the way down I-25 to Loveland and lost 20-14 to Resurrection Christian. They had a wild schedule, did Resurrection Christian. They were moving classifications and didn't have a lot of preseason games to schedule. The state scheduled their conference games, but they had nobody else to play, so they went down. They hosted a team from Florida. They hosted the Buffalo Bison. They went to Katy, Texas. So just a crazy thing, and they're 6th ranked in the state in Colorado right now is that Resurrection Christian team that beat Buffalo earlier 20-14. One other note, and then we'll go to our interview with head coach Troy Anderson, but Freedom, Virginia defeated Colgan 91-0 at halftime and beat them 112-16 was the final score in that. More points than any team in West Virginia in the last 50 years. And a lot of people say, don't they have a mercy rule in this? And they do, but it doesn't take effect. It's a 35-point mercy rule from the half on. The other team, the team that won, had 4 defensive touchdowns, 2 special teams touchdowns. And as a coach, how do you tell your kids, don't play anymore? You know,
that's the hard part.
You intercept it, you're in open field, you run it back. That's just a crazy 91-0 at half, 112-16, the final score in this modern day and age, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, with all the mercy rules and everything in to make sure that those scores don't become inflated as they are. And sometimes you can't.
Right. One other note from Wyoming-football.com on the good job that Patrick Schmidt does there. Bighorn and Tongue River playing their biggest game between them since 1977. Kind of like Wind River Shoshone last night, only it hasn't happened since 1977. It'll decide the top seed in the 2A East. TR 7-0. Bighorn is 5-1 after their loss to Lovell earlier this season. So that is a look around football around the Cowboys State. We're going to sit through some more wind, take a break. When we come back, we'll have an interview with our head coach, Troy Anderson. That is next. This is the Porter's Tailgate pregame show. This is Wolverine Football from 105.1 Jack FM in County 10 and the County 10 YouTube stream.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's pregame show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at RE/MAXRiverton.com.
Catch the video stream of this broadcast and previous games this season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Back on our Porter's pregame show, talking with head coach Troy Anderson. And, you know, it's kind of deja vu. We look back to last year, and you went to Douglas with high hopes after playing Jackson well, and kind of the same after the Lander game, but unfortunately didn't go that way.
Yeah, a little hangover, I think, probably. I don't think you can say that. I mean, it's easy to say, well, it's just a next game, or you play it whenever, play it anytime, any place. As you kind of get reflective about it, I think that's probably a deeper factor than one would really like to be able to measure. And when we said it, the other week, playing on a Tuesday is something else, and we're at a place in time, and we'll probably talk about this later in a couple questions, but where you can start to see on tape as we're doing scout this week for Buffalo, and I'm sure they see it about us and everybody, but like you can tell we're in week 8 of the season. You see the crispness, as far as not execution standpoint, but just the velocity of things have changed a little bit, and I think that comes into play, especially when you compress into a week like that.
When you play this Buffalo team, it doesn't sound like Coach Hammond has a lot of kids that it's kind of Iron Man football. He's got a lot of kids that play both directions, and I don't know if running them side to side to tire them out is an effective thing or what happens, but your strategy taking on this Bison team this week.
Kind of back to the basics of football. They run power. They run some jet stuff that we've seen since fall camp. Defensively, you should be pretty comfortable. They've got athletes across the field. The Patterson kid's good. Bell's good. Who's the other one? Palzer's good. And they got a handful of other ones. Hammond's, I think, their leading rusher. And so, they get after it, and they're hard-hitting dudes. There's a reason that they played Cody, I think, the second best out of anybody in the season. So you go up to their field, probably senior night or something thereabouts. and you expect it just to kind of walk in there and be flat-footed. That ain't going to be a thing. You're going to take it on the chin. So that's kind of the message we've been pushing all week.
As far as how things go with you, obviously the question I get most is Derek DeVries back this week?
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no. And we're gonna do some things again. This is where I guess we make our money. They get our money's worth out of us. We got to be creative. We've got to get guys ready. We've got to hope we've done enough throughout the season to get enough little inklings of preparation to guys before. We're getting one guy back again from last week that got nicked up by the academic monster, and so hopefully he learned that lesson. And so that's kind of where we're at with that. But we're gonna kind of be offensively, we're going to be a little creative with personnel and see what we can do.
And despite one W on the season, you are not out of a playoff race yet.
I mean, if you can get 2, that's awesome. You're 3-2 in a conference. End of the day, it doesn't feel great to look at your record, but any football coach in America tell you're going to have to win your conference first. And so if we can go up there and produce this weekend and then get to Worland and see where it is, and who knows, I don't know how the math of it all works because I don't do that kind of stuff, but I would say that this is between us 3 teams here. We're in the slugfest for 2 spots, 2 for 3. So you just got to figure it out.
Outside of Derek, how's our health doing? Is kind of looking up and down the roster, maybe as healthy as we've been minus that position.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're right there. Tyree was a little nicked up at the end of the game last week. He's had a really good week of practice. Some guys just a little stiff and tight, I think, at this point in time. They've, young guys have to learn how to take care of bodies. They think they're invincible. 17, 18-year-olds think that a lot.
Yeah, I have one of those at home.
Yeah, and so, they've got to buy into that side of the house. The deeper that you get into this, the more emphasis it has to have happen, because there's just no wiggle room, just like you talk about Coach Hammond. I'm sure he doesn't, and we don't either. No wiggle room on a dude that needs to sit on the sideline for 10 or 12 plays if he needs to be a producer.
All right, we'll let you go. Best of luck. We'll talk to you when it's over.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. It's head coach Troy Anderson on our Porter's pregame show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply. Stay with us. We will get you some starting lineups and look at this game a little more in depth. It's the Wolverines and the Buffalo Bison from Moonfield in Buffalo. We'll be back after this timeout. This is Wolverine Football from County 10 Sports Network.
Elevate Rehab in Lander is a proud sponsor of sports in Fremont County. Elevate offers physical and occupational therapy and specializes in hand therapy. Elevate Rehab also offers one-on-one personalized treatment for every patient. Their dedicated team of highly skilled and specialized therapists will help you on your journey back to better health and mobility. Elevate Rehab, 535 East Main, Suite D in Lander.
Fremont Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports-certified specialist or therapy from the only certified hand therapist in Fremont County. With 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide aquatic therapy, dry needling, and women's health therapy. To find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment, go to fremonttherapy.com.
High Country Hearing Center supports patient hearing health care with a superior standard of practice for our Wyoming families, and we are proud to sponsor sports and student athletes all across Fremont County. High Country Hearing Centers has been serving Wyoming's hearing health care needs since 1979. High Country Hearing Centers will always provide superior hearing instrument technology and standard of care practices to help you stay connected with family and help you maintain a more active and healthier Wyoming lifestyle. Make an appointment today in Lander at 1460 West Main or in Rock Springs at 514 Broadway.
Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care support Fremont County athletics. We are a locally owned, multi-specialty healthcare group that is proud to serve the Lander and Riverton communities. Our goal is to provide convenient quality care for all ages. We offer a wide array of services including family and internal medicine, pediatrics, women's care, and urgent care. Additionally, we have on-site labs, echocardiograms, stress tests, x-ray, and ultrasound in both communities. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care are here for you in Fremont County. Let's stay healthy together.
Gales Carpet Floor & Home is happy to support student athletes in sports across Fremont County. Gales Carpet One Floor & Home has been a Fremont County fixture for decades, specializing in flooring, window coverings, and cabinets, as well as the professional, certified installation of those. Main Street, Riverton, or see them online at galescarpet1riverton.com.
Tires, and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and
Catch the video stream of this broadcast and previous games this season on County 10's YouTube channel.
So I'm notorious for missing the coin toss, but I don't believe we have seen a coin toss as of yet to see about whether or not who's going to start with the football here tonight at Mike Moon Field. And I'm not sure what that haze is off in the northwest direction, Travis, but I hope it stays over the mountains.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't come on us. I don't think I have enough gear.
Yeah, we're out in the elements with a lot of pricey equipment out here at Mike Moon Field as well. And again, if there was a coin toss, I missed it, but that's nothing new because I'm notoriously bad at catching the coin tosses. And even when I watch him walk out there on the field, then I see a squirrel or get something distracted, and then I look somewhere else. But on the Wolverine side tonight, I think it starts with their defense. They must stop the Buffalo Bison in their offensive attack tonight and not get in a shootout. I don't think that a shootout bodes well for the Wolverines tonight.
No, and they are definitely a run-heavy ball control team. So we have to come in with the attitude of stopping the run and not give up the big play. And, you know, that if we do those things, take care of the ball tonight, there's a good chance we stay in it, but we have to also win the time possession.
Xander Hewlett is the Buffalo kicker, and he's got a pretty good wind at his back. I expect that Riverton will start this at their own 20, but Nathan Hutchison is back deep to receive along with Ty Sheets and Dominic Payne standing at the 10. Riverton in their road white uniforms over black pants, the white with the cardinal red and the black pants, the black headgear. The Bison tonight, the Vegas gold jerseys with the white trim, the white numbers outlined in black. Those will be fun to watch as the dusk moves in on us, calling a game. Black pants, the gold headgear, and that buffalo that is decked out in pink as we get this ball underway. And actually the ball flies off the tee with that wind, just to let you know how windy it is here in Buffalo, Wyoming. Not real cold, but not real warm, with the wind knifing through you at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So take two on the kick from Xander Hewlett. He will get it kicked off. Hutch will watch it sail through the end zone and out of bounds, and the Wolverines will start at their own 20-yard line as it seems like the wind intensifies, and Riverton will go right into the teeth of that wind. And I think it's going to be a lot of ground activity here early on as you go north. Wolverines going from south to north as we look at Mike Moon Field.
Yeah, and I believe we will keep it on the ground early, but
Nathan Mills is your center. Ryan Cox next to him. Snap goes through the hands of Vincent, and he's going to fall on it back at the 9. Looks like there's a scrum for it, and the Bison will have the football. That's not how you want to start a football game. Miles Packard, the junior, recovers the fumble. The Wolverines have the ball all of 10 seconds for a second straight week in a row and turn it over.
Yeah, and giving them a short field is never good.
Fumble on the first play of the game, and the Bison will start it at the Wolverine 9-yard line. First and goal, handoff to the right side. Running with that football is Will Hammond. And a Bryce Mason's going to get up late out of that pile, but he's going to take it down to the 5-yard line, about a 4-yard carry, second down and goal now.
Yeah, that was just a simple lead off to the right, and Vincent squeezed it down pretty good, and where Bryce came in and filled.
Hammond has 6 touchdowns on the season. Right now is out of the gun is Eli Patterson, the quarterback. He has Hammond standing next to him out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it is Patterson, and he will walk it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Eli Patterson scoring. That is his 5th TD of the year. Well, it was a throwing touchdown. Go ahead. This was a running touchdown.
Yeah, and it was just a simple misdirection, and we lost our assignments. Nice play call on their part.
Yeah, good read on his behalf if, in fact, it was an RPO. 2 plays and a touchdown. Xander Hewlett. Kick is blocked.
Jackson Hill
gets a piece of it, and he blocks the PAT. 11:09 left to play in the first quarter. Something, I guess, positive for the Wolverines. Despite fumbling in 3 plays into the ballgame, you're down 6-0 in 51 seconds. Has evolved off the clock.
Yeah, and that's something that we knew from the get-go. We just can't give them such a short field, but, Jackson did a good job on a special team there, and maybe that'll light some fire and get us going a little bit.
Definitely. Xander Hewlett was 15 of 18 PATs on the season, now 15 of 19 with that block by the senior Jackson Hill. So go ahead. Last week the Wolverines fumbled on the opening kickoff, but got it right back on the very next play, so that kind of washed it out. This time, Buffalo makes them pay.
And I was really just hoping the same thing would happen for us. It would bounce back to us again, but unfortunately it didn't. We find ourselves in a little bit of a hole here.
So Hewlett will drop to kick it away again, wearing number 4. Hutchison, Payne, and Sheets back deep to receive. Hutch will field it in the end zone. That is a touchback, and the Wolverines will start at their own 20-yard line once again.
I can say on those kickoffs, they are line drivers, which if they are a little short as it gets a little colder tonight, those will be returnable.
Yeah, if the dreaded W will stay away.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden it feels calm.
Right, and then it stops, which is great. So let's just keep it that way. Sunset on the mountain. Yeah, they're going to give him the ball on the 15. That's probably a good idea to give it to him at the 20-yard line on the touchback rather than the 15 for sure. So Vincent again taking the direct snap, tosses to Sheets. Sheets trying to get to the outside, can't. He'll be taken back. Hammond's going to knock him down at the 15, so maybe a premonition on behalf of the official as they gave them the full ball at the 15. One play later, they're back at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it was a simple jet sweep, toss, and too much penetration on the backside, on the front side of it.
There's Will Hammond coming in there to make the tackle. Leading rusher on the team, 86 yards a game and 6 touchdowns for Hammond. Handoff to Vincent up the middle. Hammond is there again, and down he goes as Sam Druckenmiller helps make the tackle, as that was Blake Gantenbein taking the snap out there to hand it off to Vincent. And they'll give him 1. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 14 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, definitely looking to probably throw it here, maybe some screen.
I talked with the coach. I said anything different, anything out of the ordinary. He did not mention that a freshman would get the start at quarterback.
Yeah, I think this may be the first time in 100 years.
Possibly, as Gantenbein's going to step up. He'll throw one to the sideline. Gabrielson will catch it, and he will be short of the first down at the 26-yard line. Making the tackle was Hazen Camino.
Nice pitch and catch. Nice first throw. Good read. Really soft, and a nice hitch route by Cade.
It's going to go as a 9-yard completion, but not near enough for a first down. And so it will be punt time as Gantenbein connects on his first pass of the game. Hutchison punting into the teeth of that wind. He'll get a low line driver away that Einit will field at the 50-yard line. He'll come to the near side, and he is going to be knocked down by Vincent and company. Also coming in there, Tyree Harris Aragon.
Parker DeVries.
Okay, Parker DeVries, one of the first ones in there as well.
And Ty did a nice job. Sheets did a good job of setting the edge there where they're trying to get outside of that, and kept his outside leg and arm free and turned it inside to those guys where there was help.
1st and 10 Bison at the 38-yard line of the Wolverines as they start in plus territory again. Handoff to Blake Bell, the All-State wide receiver, has a lot of room around the outside, and he's going to go out of bounds after first down yardage. And the wind continues to blow as they'll mark him down at the 25-yard line. That is a 13-yard rush for Blake Bell. Again, the All-State receiver turns running back on the jet fly.
Yeah, he's a pretty speedy kid. We've definitely got to keep him aware of where he's at when he's in motion.
Patterson hands it off to Hammond up the middle. Hammond has some room, cuts it back inside, stays on his feet. Gabrielson tries to bring him down at the goal line and cannot. And from 26 yards out, Will Hammond has his first touchdown of the night.
Looks like we do have some laundry.
I don't see the flag, but I do see the officials talking. Oh, the flag is at the goal line. The touchdown on sportsmanlike conduct on the Bison after the touchdown. So the touchdown stands, and I believe they'll mark it off on the kickoff, and I think that's where you'll see the possible return coming up this next time around.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be a nice return, and hopefully we get a block here, and then that'll get us some positives going.
Well, so far, the Bison have had the ball 73 seconds and have 12 points on the board. They have run 5 plays. Dominic Payne got a great head start off the left side of the defensive line. That'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Wolverines.
I think we're going to get that one blocked there, too.
Oh, they'll give the false start to the Bison. Instead, their second penalty now for 20 yards. Two play drives for the Bison.
Another one.
PAT is blocked by Dominic Payne, so back-to-back blocks for the Wolverine defense. That's the good news. Bad news is we've only played about 3.5 minutes of football, and it's 12-0 Bison on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. We'll take a 30, Thomas. We'll be back for the kickoff after this. This is Wolverine football on Jack FM and County 10.
Gales Carpet Floor and Home is happy to support student athletes in sports across Fremont County. Gales Carpet One Floor and Home has been a Fremont County fixture for decades, specializing in flooring, window coverings, and cabinets, as well as the professional, certified installation of those products. Stop into Gales Floor and Home today at 220 East Main Street, Riverton, or see them online at galescarpet1riverton.com.
8:27 left to play first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, and the Bison now going to kick off from their own 25-yard line, and Hutch has moved up to about the 15-yard line now.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for us with some good field position, and we just have given them too short of a field, to be honest. Yeah, so
Twice.
Yeah,
with 20 yards and 38 yards, and it's been 4 plays. They're going to squib kick it. It'll be recovered by a Wolverine at the 47-yard line. As Draven Monroe, back in the Wolverine fold, will fall on that one at the 46-yard line. So best field position of the night for the Wolverines.
Yeah, here it is. Just get a first down. Get a first down, move the ball a little bit, move the chains.
Run some clock.
Flip
the field, perhaps. I mean, obviously you're going to try to score this thing here, but Small victories as that wind continues to blow into our microphones here. Gantenbein's going to take it himself around the outside. He's going to be hit in the backfield by Hammond and Blake Bell, and he'll lose yardage.
Yeah, it looked like a sweep to the right and just too much penetration on that side from the linebacker D-end. They read that pretty well.
Put him at the 39, and that'll be a loss of 8 on the play. Wolverines have run 5 plays and they're -3 in the offensive yardage category right now, and that includes a 9-yard catch by Gabrielson from Gantenbein. Play action out to Ty Sheets. He's got nowhere to run. He's going to make a couple of people miss, but then Hammond comes and knocks him down at the 41-yard line. 2-yard completion out of all that.
Yeah, some great moves by Ty to make something there. Tough spot because there wasn't much room to run.
Right, he got a lot of help when a couple of Bison kind of collided with each other.
Yeah.
In that defensive backfield.
They're fast. They got good team speed.
I think you need to get the ball into Hutchison's hands at some point in this. He has yet to get a touch on the football right now as he's kind of an instant offense from coming back. Gantenbein with time throws it. McIntosh up the sidelines. He is going to dive back towards the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
6-yard completion for Gantenbein to Nick McIntosh, but again, well, it's only going to be about a 5-yard completion as they mark it down 2 yards short of the original line of scrimmage and going to bring up 4th down again for the Wolverines.
Yeah, now get a hold of a good punt here and, like you said, flip the field a little bit and get a stop on D.
Inat back to receive this punt from Hutchison from the 45, and we've got movement, I believe, on the Wolverines' outside gunner. And it will be a false start on the Wolverines, their first penalty of the football game. 6:34 left to play. Riverton has had 3 possessions and just a little over 4 minutes of time of possession, but 2 3-and-outs. And they're punting away again to the Bison. Hutch will get a good kick up the near sidelines, and not a great kick, though, as that's going to sail out around about the 45-yard line. Referee is going to mark it at the 45, and that is where the Bison will take over. Their worst field position of the night, their own 45-yard line.
So true. And, and not the best punt, but he's punting into that wind. And,
right.
And that's just hard because you're trying to keep it low to get a good bounce, and it just unfortunate. It's just a difficult spot to be in right now.
1:13 the Bison have had to run 4 plays, and they have 2 touchdowns. Patterson hands it off to Dawson Palzer. Palzer running across midfield. Going to be brought down by Zarek Prosser, but Palzer's going to go for 6, 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, and it looked like, we did a pretty good job on the initial surge. We were right there to make the play and just a little bit of arm tackling, and we just need to get our pads on them a little bit and win those lower levels, get low, and win those battles on the inside.
Prosser, Cox, and Mason on the D-line. They're going to run a reverse to the near side through the tackle of Monroe. Gabrielson giving chase, 5-on-5. Cade's going to bring him down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, just a nice little reverse counter there, and we had A-gap pressure. We were right there, and they just blocked us down.
That ball run by Blake Bell, and Cade with a good job of getting low and knock him down after a 29-yard gain by Blake Bell. That is his 2nd carry for 42 yards, but not really, because they'll bring the ball back, clear back to the 49 on a penalty. I was watching the replay. I didn't even see what had happened.
Yeah, it looked like there was a holding there. So, yeah, good news for the Wolverines here. And
it ends up being a 1-yard gain for Hammond after all said and done. And unfortunately takes the tackle off of Cade's defensive stats. Cade, the 2nd number 2 defender on the team. His 40 tackles leads the team. Does Cade. Kind of a offset I formation out of the shotgun. Patterson hands it off. Nope, he's going to keep it himself. Jackson Hill hits him first and brings him down after a gain of about 3. Will bring up 3rd and a couple.
Yeah, that was a great response by the Wolverines. Now maybe we'll get a stop here, and they really rallied to the ball there.
3rd down and 2. Good job by Jackson Hill coming up through to make the tackle. Thanks to Clay Sheets and Kai for our camera work tonight. Thomas Dent III, our technical director. Travis McIntosh with me. I appreciate you, Travis, coming on board. And
it's a pleasure.
Seeing what the other half is like. Handoff, Bell right at the line of scrimmage. Prosser, Cox, company will get him. I think he's going to have a 1st down, though. Well, maybe not with that spot.
I didn't think he got it from my vantage point, and I'm usually right on these.
And unfortunately, not.
I'm not.
1st down by the nose of the football at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Bison. But defense settling in a little bit here.
Yeah, defense is settling in, and we need to win the 3rd down battle right there, and that's how we're going to get off the field. So, but that's the first time I think they've been in 3rd down right now. So we're 0 for 1, but let's see if we can get them on this one.
More wind. Patterson out of the gun, flips it out to Palzer. Palzer is going to get past the ends. Diving is Sheets, Vincent, and Gabrielson, but not before he gets to the 35-yard line. That'll be a 10-yard carry and another 1st down.
Yeah, they're having some success on the edges right now. But, you know, our kids are working hard. They're trying to get to the corners. They're flying around to the football, and we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out.
Bison set the edge out there nicely, though, and take it down to the 35-yard line. Bell in motion, gets the carry. Nope, Patterson keeps it himself straight up the middle, and he will score. He'll take it all the way right up the middle as he just split all of the Wolverine defenders on the misdirection. And 35 yards later, Will Hammond has his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Usually those are some of our best tacklers, and they just didn't come up with it that time. So
55 yards in 6 plays. A 35-yard run by Hammond straight up the middle, and Bison have had 2 blocked. They're going to try it again. Sunsetting, get you a good shot of the sunset here in just a minute as Bell will hold for Hewlett. Got the names on the back of their jerseys, Coach. Kick is on the way this time, and this one is good.
Yeah, they protected the edge a lot better there that time.
19-0 our score at Mike Moon Field in Buffalo. 3:36 left in the 1st quarter. It's been all Bison. They'll kick it away. We'll get you a shot of that sunset. When we come back, this is Wolverine football from County 10 Sports.
Tires and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and fantastic service.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Haley. With over 13,000 tires to choose, Bailey has tires for your ATV, farm implement, car, truck, trailer, semi, lawnmower, wheelbarrow, you name it. If it has a tire, Bailey Tire and Auto Service can fix it or replace it. Bailey Tire and Auto Service is your one-stop complete tire and service shop. Just remember, with Bailey's, there's no tricks, just tires.
Hewlett will kick off to the Wolverines as Hutchison will watch it sail over his head and through the end zone, and the Wolverines will start at their own 20-yard line once again. 1st and 10.
Yeah, it's back to what we need to do on 1st down. We need to get ahead of the chains a little bit. You know, be 2nd and 5, 2nd and short, and so we can run a little bit of our offense.
Yeah, Blake Gantenbein is starting at QB. Blake is a freshman. What do you say? He's about 6'1", 6'2", in that neighborhood?
Yeah, he's a big kid, calm kid. You know, he's ready for kind of this. He's built for that.
Well, he is now.
Yeah.
Because he's out there
playing
in the midst of it. 1st and 10 at their own 20. He has Vincent next to him. Stepping up is Blake. He'll throw a quick one to the outside. There's your first touch by Hutchison. And he's just going to get basically out to the 31, an 11-yard completion and a 1st down for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and and he's doing a good job. Blake is just getting the ball into the playmakers' hands. He got one to Cade earlier, and now he's getting one to Hutch and getting those kids involved, and the rest of the things will start to open up.
Well, yeah, Nathan accounts for 129 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns in that game against Lander, his first game back. Handed off to Vincent, straight up the middle. He's going to bounce off of that tackle, but not going to get away from Dawson Palzer with a good open field tackle. He's actually going to lose a yard, it looks like, or 2.
Yeah, it looks like he's came up a little gimpy, too. Braden is. I don't know what it is.
Well, he played with an open hernia last year, so I think he'd be all right to go back in. He's going to come back in. I know the kid is. I mean,
this is his second time in. So.
He'll have to tape him to the bench with something industrial to keep that kid off the field. I know that.
Yeah, he's pretty tough.
So Gantenbein by himself in the shotgun. Sheets goes in motion, but Wolverines slot man took off with him, and that'll be the second penalty of the game for the Wolverines now of 10 yards. Very picturesque Buffalo Bison field. It's about a 2-mile hike up a 45% grade to the high school from here.
Yeah, you run that a few times, you'd be in shape.
Exactly. Great camera work by Akai and Clay. Gabrielson and Hutch will come to the near side. They're opposite of the press box. McIntosh will be on the other side. Sheets. Play action to him. Gantenbein hit in the backfield, and down he goes in a heap.
Yeah, simple zone read. He pulls it and gets a little.
Hammond and Wonka on the tackle. Going to put the ball at the 25-yard line. So the Wolverines did garner a first down on this drive with 90 seconds left to play in the first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Mills, low snap. Gantenbein feels it. He'll throw on a slant, and McIntosh is going to be hit at the 18 and dropped by Palzer there, and that's a gain of about 3 for the Wolverines, but it's going to bring up punt situation once again.
Yeah, we get the first, and then we get a little, and then we get a penalty, and so we get behind the chain.
Yeah.
It's just an uphill battle, and we're catching the ball and doing some things, but it's just not quite enough to get some separation.
Yeah. Negative yardage play and a penalty, and now here we are with Hutchison getting ready to punt it away. DeVries, good snap. Nathan kicks it away from Einhat. It's going to be downed by Gabrielson at the 43-yard line, so about an 18-yard punt, no return, and that is where the Bison will have it. 5 plays for the Wolverines, but the Bison will still have it on the Wolverines plus side of the field at the 43-yard line. They've been running downhill all night with a 19-0 lead, 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Patterson has Hammond next to him in the shotgun, gives it to Hammond straight up the middle, and Vincent's going to bring him down. Brings him down at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, nice blocking up front there by the Bison, and they were just able to create a little bubble in our defense up front.
Gain of 6 for Hammond. 4 carries, 70 yards already for Hammond. He also has 2 touchdowns, runs of 25 and 35. That ball marked now at the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Back to pass. Patterson throwing to the outside. He's got a man. It's Bell. He gets past McIntosh and Vincent on the left side, and he will score from 37 yards out. First pass of the game by the Bison is a touchdown.
Yeah, and he just got in behind our DBs, and I don't know if we're in a zone and Nick didn't get enough depth there, or what coverage we had on the top, but I know that they got behind us and they were able to get in for a score.
We see that one more time, Thomas. Gonna watch the replay on that to see where that had went. They had sent him basically split out. Cade had to make a decision and was kind of caught out in the middle as well. And unfortunately for the Wolverines, Bell is in the end zone. PAT goes through by Xander Hewlett, his second of the night. And it's 26-0. And was that the final play of the first quarter?
Yes.
We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back. 26-0 Bison after the first 12 minutes. They'll kick off after this timeout. This is Wolverine football on County 10 and 105.1 Jack FM.
Keep it local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to be a supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Brown Sugar is a locally owned and operated restaurant located in downtown Riverton. Their passion is coffee and locally sourced foods. Be sure to stop in for dinner service and look for a new menu coming soon. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. See them online at brownsugarcoffeeroastery.com or stop in at 203 East Main Street, Riverton.
Hewlett will kick it away. Gabrielson's going to field it at the 20, try to make a play to the outside. Oh, he will be hit and dropped at the 28-yard line.
Well, let's see if going this direction's any better.
Yeah, Mikey Einett making the tackle as Cade gets dropped at the 28-yard line, and that is where the Wolverines will start now. Yeah, we'll see if playing with the wind helps out. I said something about a pretty lackluster sunset, but it has turned into a beautiful sunset here tonight.
And that haze that you saw earlier has just kind of dissipated. It's gone.
That is good. That is good news.
That is.
So Gantenbein out of the shotgun. Now he's got Payne next to him. Dom had a good game running the ball. Gantenbein bobbles the snap. He'll throw over the middle. It'll be tipped and incomplete, intended for Hutchison at the 45. Einett was giving chase behind him. It'll fall incomplete for Blake. His first incomplete pass of the night. He's 6 of 7 now for 31 yards.
Yeah, he went downfield a little bit more and attacked, and and just it was a nice throw over the top, and unfortunately we just didn't come down with it. Tough catch though. Would have been a tough catch.
Second down and 10. Cade's going to go to the other side, leave Hutch by himself on the near side. Ty comes in motion, play action. Blake himself takes it up the middle. He's got room to run. He's going to be real close to a first down. Hard tackle by Palzer. And that is going to be very close to a first down. It is a first down and a good 10-yard run by Gantenbein.
Yeah, Blake made a nice read there and just took off and put his head down and fought for those extra few yards to get the first.
Was that second down or was that third down? Because the down markers had 4 on it when he was trying to put it down, but
yeah, I think he hit it or something.
Just the incomplete to Hutch, wasn't it?
It was.
Ball is loose on the ground, and Blake's going to get back on it. And he's going to lose 4, maybe 5 yards. That ball got dropped on the snap.
Snap was a little low, but should have still been caught. Probably a little anxious still.
Watching the replay. Oh, yeah, it hit it right in the hands, unfortunately. And that was just a kid ready to make a play, and you got to do those little nonchalant things first. Watching our instant replay. 10:48 left to play. First half, it's been all Bison. Gantenbein throwing. That'll be caught. Ty Sheets getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Einett makes the tackle.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. Blake puts it on you. It's not hard, but it's on target and it's there. Nice easy catch for Ty, and maybe turn it up then a little quicker next time.
Third down and 10 now for the Wolverines. trailing 26-0 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. And that'll be a free 5 as the Wolverines' Cadence gets the Bison to jump off sides. That will be the third penalty of the night for the Bison of 5 yards. Makes it 25 yards of the night. Third and a little more manageable, Coach.
Yeah, and that's one of our old plays that was called freeze, and Coach Nyberg used to run it and freeze it up with them, and then go into an audible or a check. And
Kid talked about freeze last night. He said, we only jumped off sides 8 out of 9 times on freeze. That's a catch by Gabrielson. He will go down at the 50-yard line. That's a first down on a 7-yard completion. Cade's second catch of the night. 16 yards. Ganbine has been putting it on him, as you said now, Travis. 9 of 10, 53 yards for the freshman.
Yeah, and he seems really accurate, seems pretty poised in the pocket, and he's spraying it around. Everybody's touched it a little bit, and so now it's a matter, you're going to see a double breaker or something here in a little bit because we've been hitting the hitches.
Nick and Ty go to the top. Gantenbein's going to throw again. It'll be caught by Hutch. Yep. He'll make the first guy move. He'll go down the outside, down the sidelines, and he will be knocked out of bounds by Bryce Camino.
Yeah, I thought that was a little late, but great move by Hutch, and there's an athlete making a play in the open field.
19-yard completion at a Wolverine first down as we watch the replay. Second catch by Hutch of 30 yards. Yeah, makes one man miss, makes two men miss, then takes it down the outside and comes out of bounds near the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 31. Wolverines starting to move the football, albeit maybe too little too late, down 26-0. Gantenbein throwing out to the outside. Another catch by Hutchison, and he's going to break one tackle before Will Hammond brings him down near the sticks.
Yeah, another strong catch and a strong move.
I think that should be a first down, should it not? It is a 10-yard completion. Gantenbein now 10 of 11, 82 yards. You want to talk about freshmen playing? TJ Gailey was the first one that I can remember as a freshman starting varsity when TJ ended up playing back in the day. I remember it well. It was at Rollins when he did so. They'll hand it off to Dominic Payne. He will get a patented Payne spin for a gain of a yard is all.
Yeah, pretty good move by Dominic just to get some positive yardage on that.
But he was, I think, one of the first freshmen in my tenure of doing Wolverine games at one point, 99 straight, 17 prior to that in the 94-95 championship era of Court McGuffey and company back in the day.
And I hate to age myself, but I played in the late 80s, so I remember all the early ones as a kid, so, and I don't remember any freshmen playing then.
Blake will throw it out to Gunnar Patterson, and it's going to go through his hands and incomplete. 3rd down and 8 now.
Yeah,
I have to apologize to Gunnar, too, by the way. I called him Hunter last week, but he's Gunnar. But a hunter uses a gun, right? Yeah, so, no, I apologize to Gunnar for that, calling him Hunter last week. Kate brought it to my attention that on the replay, watching it later, hey, his name is Gunnar. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I think we'll have a stop in play. They're going to re-spot the ball, and they'll put it at right outside the 20-yard line. Is that where we're at? Gantenbein, time to throw. Throws that double clutch to the end zone over the head of Hutchison, incomplete. You called it, Travis. You said it was coming, and just a little overthrown, and maybe the wind got it because that wind is blowing about 20 miles an hour that direction.
Yeah, and and it was a good placement of the ball. Only he was going to catch it. Only Hutch was going to catch it if it was there. And now we're in 4th down, so we don't have to score on this play. Let's just get a first down.
Looking at it's 4th down and 8. Watching the replay, the line has done a pretty good job of giving him time. And Hutch had the step on the inside, but here we go. 4th down and 8 now. Ball is at the 20-yard line. Gantenbein steps up, throws. It's behind Hutch. He tips it. It's incomplete for Hutchison at the 2-yard line, and the Wolverines will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, that's just a tough one. Hutch did break open free, and it was just a little bit behind him. But you're right, though. He's getting the protection, the time to throw it, and standing tall in the pocket.
So the Wolverines go 10 plays, and they started throwing 28. They turn it over on downs at the Buffalo 20-yard line. So now The Bison will have it. A 37-yard touchdown pass to Bell. They've had scoring drives of two plays, and 6 plays. Handing it off to Palzer. Vincent's going to drag him down. Loss of a yard on that. Great play by Braden Vincent.
Yeah, and again, we have a good play, and then we, give them 10 yards, or
right.
And then we stop them a little bit. And so now we
string
just need
together.
to string them together. Now get a few stops here, and now we got some negative yardage for them, and maybe we can put some stuff together before we go into half.
Mentioned Rob Hammond is in his 11th season as the head coach of the Buffalo Bison. Patterson sends Bell in motion. He will get it. Bell has room to run. He's going to be hit. Stays on his feet, breaks tackles, and he will ride it all the way out to the 43-yard line. Put it at the 42. That is a 23-yard gain by Palzer, who looked like it was going to be about a 3 or 4-yard gain. And you just got done talking about it. We had pop a big one after we get him in the stop in the backfield.
Yeah, and we were right there rallying on the ball. It looked like we had a lot of bodies, and I think a couple started stripping for the ball, and that's when we start to lose it.
Right. Bring him down. Worry about the rest of it later. Patterson's going to carry it himself. Draven Monroe will get him at the knees and bring him down, he and Prosser.
Yep. Great job by those 2 young men there. That was a good play. Nice defensive stand again now, 2nd and long.
Got to get some of our live reads in here tonight. Your scoreboard tonight is brought to you by Fremont Therapy in Riverton and Lander. For more than 25 years, Fremont Therapy has been Fremont County's leader in physical and occupational therapy. They are proud to provide experienced clinicians to support our athletes and their families. They wish all of Fremont County teams the best of luck this season. Fremont Therapy and the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Palzer hit by Tyree as he will take it across the 45 to the 46. Gain of about 3.
Yep.
Tyree Harris-Aragon got a little dinged up last week at the end of the game. Is back out there, though.
Yeah. And, and that's this time of the season. You're always a little hurt. Everybody's got nicks and bruises, and so it's just a matter of, playing hard and battling through those.
3rd down, 7. Patterson back to pass, throws it over the middle. That is going to be incomplete as he kind of threw it at the feet of his intended receiver, the All-Stater Blake Bell, as Sheets and Saltzgaver in the area.
Yeah, really good coverage there on the backside, and had a little pressure in his face, the quarterback.
Patterson, 1 of 2, 37 yards and a touchdown. So Patterson, their QB, is also their punter as Ty Sheets drops back to the 20-yard line. Mason going after it. High, short punt going towards the Buffalo sideline. Takes a huge Wolverine bounce and will be covered like it's a live ball by Tommy Wonka. And he'll do so at the 47-yard line. So about an 8-yard punt, 10-yard punt, no return. The Wolverines will take over at their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, it's very similar to what we saw when we were punting that same direction. It's the wind, and it's tough to punt out of.
Buffalo runs 5 plays. They give it back. Wolverines get it back at their own 47. 5:40 remaining on the first half. Fremont Therapy scoreboard.
Yeah, so now we need to capitalize on this good field position.
Gantenbein sends Sheets in motion. Going to keep it himself following the block of Vincent, and he'll run into a Buffalo team picture. Ryan Watson trying to help him out. He'll cross the 50 to the 49 following that block of Braden Vincent. 4-yard carry by Blake.
There's a little seam there, and it closed up pretty quickly.
It's like they're going to go wildcat. I don't know, Blake had come to the sidelines just to get the play, and he'll head back out there. I tell you, the freshman has played well. 11 of 14, 82 yards. He's also rushed the ball 4 times. Unfortunately, a couple of losses on a fumble at one point and then a sack on the other. Nathan Hutchison will come to the near side with Gabrielson. Blake steps up, pump fake, downhill, he'll throw it. It's incomplete, heads up play. And he did well just to get rid of it. Hate to say this, but you could make a case for intentional grounding, as there wasn't a Wolverine really in the area, as Gabrielson and Hutchison were on fly routes and nobody out in the flats. But as it were, Wolverines will say okay and take the incomplete.
Initially, I think Cade was in the area, and then he turned it up and turned it into a wheel route, and then but then he had somebody in his face, and Blake threw it into the dirt. So he did a good job, strong.
Yeah, saves about 12 yards out of the
and loss of down
for sure. Sheets in motion, top of the screen. Blake's going to keep it himself. Blake's got room to run to the outside. The freshman will take it inside of the 40-yard line down to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, nice little misdirection there. That was a nice fake to Ty, running the jet sweep, and Blake just pulling in and keeping it.
18-yard run by Blake and a Wolverine first down. They'll put it at the 33-yard line. 4:30 left to play. Buffalo led 26-0 at the end of one, and we've played pretty much at that point here since. Blake steps up, throws down the outside corner, over the head of Hutch, out of bounds.
Yep, nice little fade route. And it was right there. It was just the one spot where Hutch could catch it, and pretty good throw.
Yeah, we talk about the wind and the passing. Got to get a beverage here.
Took his breath away there.
Yeah, Wolverines have thrown the ball 16 times.
Yeah.
Crack open a cold one. .82 yards of completion for Blake. Second down and 10. By himself in the backfield. Gabrielson and Hutchison split out wide. Hutch going to run to the near side. Blake's going to keep it himself. He'll take off on the run. And again, a lot of Bison making the tackle. It's like the Wolverines are not kind of sustaining blocks. They're getting that first block, but then it's 5 gold shirts mulling on to the quarterback, and that's only going to go for a couple.
Yeah. Yeah, we do definitely have to hold our blocks a lot better. Mostly initially, like when he broke the big 18-yarder, there you could definitely see Wolverines on bodies there and moving Bison out of the way.
Third down and 8. 3:35 and counting on the second quarter Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Vincent next to Gantenbein in the gun now. Good snap by Mills. Blake steps up, throws. That's in front of Hutchison and incomplete. Giving defensive pressure was Hazen Camino. 4th and 8 now for the Wolverines.
Yeah, definitely four down territory here for us. Looking to get the first.
Would be a beautiful night if it weren't for about a 20-mile-an-hour north wind blowing on us here at Mike Moon Field. Again, one of only 3 grass fields left in 3A, and Riverton will have played on all 3 this year. And they'll get the Bison to jump on freeze again.
Yeah.
4 penalties, 30 yards now for the Bison. Fourth and long becomes 4th and manageable, 4th and about 4.
Yeah, you just get locked in, and you hear that hand slap that Blake does, or Derek, or whoever quarterback is, and then they automatically think that's what the snap counts on. And
when you always see those quarterbacks stop their hands right before the snap. And the clap, if you will. And Gantenbein throws it out. It's caught by Hutchison. He'll break a tackle. He'll spin to the inside. Hutch going to take it down the sidelines. He will take it in the end zone for a Wolverine touchdown with 3:42 left. 27-yard completion, Gantenbein to Hutchison, and the Wolverines have scored.
But now maybe if we can just get something rolling, get a quick stop here, get one more in before going half, and and we're right back in it.
20,
momentum.
Yep, 27-yard touchdown pass. PAT for the freshman Saltzgaber out of the hold of McIntosh. Nick does a good job of getting it on the tee, and the freshman Hunter gets a great job of putting it through the uprights. And the Wolverines have scored. With 3:42 left, they trail on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard 26-7. We'll return in 30. This is a quick break. Back with more Wolverine football from County 10 and Chaco 105.1 FM.
Local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
Porter Supply Company in Riverton is a proud sponsor of Riverton Athletics this season. Wanting to remind you that the beautiful weather we've had isn't going to last forever. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home with wood, gas, or pellet stoves this winter. That's Porter's on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com. Proud pregame sponsor here on Jack FM. Little dribble kick by the Wolverines, picked up by Bell. Bell up the sidelines, breaking tackles. He's on the sidelines and on the run. Draven Monroe can't get him. Now it's up to Saltzgaber. There is a late 2 flags flying in. I'm not 100% sure this is coming back, however. I think this may be on the Wolverines. And I think it's maybe the second man gets caught that is going to be on Buffalo. But if this is the case, this will be the third time it's a hold on the Bison. It is coming back. So it's the third time this season that the Wolverines have had a touchdown returned that has been called back. Star Valley, Lander, and now against the Buffalo Bison that they've had a touchdown called back. There was a pretty good wrestling match between a Wolverine. If we watch the replay right here, Travis, they mark it at the 35, but on the return, yeah, you can watch this. Nope, we're going to miss it because of the timing of it. But there was a pretty good wrestling match between a Wolverine, and I think maybe he was being held, which is why he tossed the Bison off of him. But it brings it back. So no touchdown by the Bison and Blake Bell. Instead, they're going to have the ball deep in their own territory.
Well, and this is definitely beneficial for us because, now we back them up even further. We still got 3 timeouts, and we can start thinking of situations, but we got to get a stop on first down.
Right, yeah, it begins on stopping them on this play right here. Is Patterson, low snap, he'll pick it up. He'll take it to the near side. He's got room to the sidelines. He's going to take it across the 50. He's still on his feet. Finally, will be brought down by McIntosh at the other 21-yard line as he runs from the 21 to the 21 as a 58-yard run by Will Hammond on first down.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's those are the big plays that we need to try to eliminate.
How many times do you see the almost busted play runs big? He almost fumbled it, and then 58 yards later, it's a first down. Patterson hands off to Hammond, and Wolverines burn a timeout before that play got going. That'll give us a chance to get some more live read action in from our friends at State Farm. Tyler Watson, State Farm agent, a proud supporter of Riverton High School athletics. State Farm doesn't want you to forget the old memories, but they want to make sure your future is protected. Stop in and see Tyler, 618 East Washington, or go online, insuringriverton.com. You were saying good timeout right there.
Yeah, we were running bodies in and running them off, and we just weren't organized, which also could create a huge void for us defensively, too. Just not having alignment and assignment.
Kind of interesting to see a hurry up after a 58-yard gain.
Yeah.
But they did. They ran right up to the line and checked it out. So again, I mentioned this in one game earlier in the season. There's things you notice as a broadcaster and you notice as a parent, and as a parent broadcaster, and Cade is not in at safety, and he's holding that right arm again. That shoulder's been bothering him a lot this season. As Hammond taking it, runs into the back of his own blocker, Bell, who is dueling with Vincent. And he'll be knocked down, but he'll get a substantial gain out of it nonetheless.
Yeah, those are two pretty stout boys right there.
Yeah.
So you can see why he fell, running into the two of those two fellas in the back of those two guys.
Yeah, Vincent had blocked him right into it. Got a penalty on the play, and that's a hold on the Bison. It's going to back them up from the 20-yard line out to the 30-yard line. Going to have an extended homecoming halftime show for you here. As it is homecoming, it's also pink night. Hammond will get the carry. He'll go off right tackle. He's got a lot of room to run. Hammond to the corner and going low to get him is Ty Sheets. At the 11, Ty gets up hobbling. That's a 19-yard gain.
Yeah, you work hard to put him back a little bit behind the chains, and then a 19-yard run to give him a first down, first and goal.
Hammond 6 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Patterson 3 carries, 65 yards and a touchdown. Here goes Hammond to the outside, 11 yards, and he will score.
Yeah, just a pretty good response by Buffalo after we scored on them. Again, picking up some momentum. Then they come down back and score. But we got the wind at our back, so hopefully we can go down and score now again too. So
yeah, 80-yard drive took essentially 3 plays to do.
You mentioned we don't want to get in a shootout, but it looks like what we're kind of in.
We're going to need 32 points, 25 more in this one as Bell will hold, and Hewlett, who has been blocked twice tonight but does have 2 other PATs that are good, when the Wolverines might have jumped off sides. Kick is good.
I think we moved there. We're through there.
3 out of 5 tonight, kicking for Xander Hewlett. 33-7 with 2:20 left. Wolverines will have it. We'll do another live read. We'll stay here, Thomas. We'll do another live read out and thank some of our sponsors. We will be picking a player of the game thanks to Lander Medical Center and Western Family Care. The Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care are another proud sponsor of Fremont County Sports. Don't forget to make that appointment for your annual wellness visit at the clinic. Thank you to the Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care for supporting youth athletics, and remember, let's stay healthy together. So right now, I think the freshman is the front runner for that player of the game right now. Blake Gattenbein stepping up. We still got 2 quarters of football left, but he has played solid, has the freshman Blake Gattenbein at QB tonight. 12 of 18, 109 yards. And the 27-yard, the 27-yard touchdown pass to Nathan Hutchison, who is back deep to receive this kick from Xander Hewlett. Bison band getting ready to perform in 2 minutes and change. Dribbler picked up by Payne. He'll come to the near side. Dominic will run into the back of Gabrielson, who is out lead blocking for him. And Cage slow to get up, but he will get up. 1st and 10 Wolverines. They'll mark it down right at the 30-yard line. Tyler Watson, State Farm agent. Thanks to Tyler Watson, our State Farm agent. He was my part-time color man last week as Bo Sheets graduated to the coaching ranks. See, you could be a coach next after broadcasting with me. So,
well, it is almost basketball season.
Well, you've got that one locked up. But Gattenbein throws. Sheets catches it, makes a juke at the 50, and he will be slung down to the ground at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch over the middle, and Ty, when he gets in space and gets free, he can really scoot. So that was a nice ball.
26-yard completion to Sheets to the 44-yard line from their own 30. 1st and 10, clock moving inside of 2 minutes left to play in the first half on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Gantenbein steps up, throws. That one will be caught by Hutchison. Nathan to the near side, juking, jiving it, rolling it down, and a late flag flies in as he's taken down.
Yeah, I think that was a face mask on that. Nice catch again. Great protection. Great protection.
29-yard completion, and I think you'll add more on the face mask, like you said, as, again, he's out there in space and, yeah, wrapping around him. It looked like was one of the Bison wrapping high around his head. 5-yard incidental, they call it. Bison 6 penalties now for 45 yards.
I keep forgetting you have the replay over there.
Normally have a bigger, better monitor, but we're out here on the other side using a generator for power and everything as Gantenbein carries it himself. He'll take it to the 9 on a gain of a couple.
Yeah, it just looked like a simple QB zone there. You know, they've had some success with that earlier.
Gantenbein 14 of 20, 164 yards and a touchdown passing. And now they are 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Gantenbein throws to the deep corner, and that ball got caught in the wind. He had Sheets out on the flat, but that ball just kind of picked up and went more towards the goalpost than the pylon, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that would have been a tough adjustment on the ball by Sheets. You could definitely see the wind take that curve. So
definitely shot that one left. We're going to stay here, Thomas. We missed our window. McIntosh and Sheets will go wide to the right. Vincent is in the backfield. Patterson and the Wolverines will call a timeout with just under a minute left to play, 59 seconds. Wolverines with 168 yards of offense and a touchdown. The Bison 258 yards and a bunch of TDs, 5 of them in fact, and a 33-7 advantage as we're getting ready to head to the halftime.
I think this is our 3rd trip into the red zone. You know, we've scored on 1, so we're 1 of 2. This is the 3rd now, so hopefully we can come away again with some more points and get a few, you know, and go into half with a little bit more momentum. And I know we're talking about that, but somehow we got to just keep it. All season it's kind of been that way. You know, it seems like we get something rolling really well, and then, you know, something good or bad happens, then something doesn't happen good.
You even point to that in that Evanston game where, you know, it was maybe into a 2-score game, and it wasn't really that big a deal, but you could just see the balloon deflate on the Big Red side. Gantenbein throws over the left side. McIntosh, guarded by Camino, is going to go incomplete as that ball sails over the head, incomplete.
Yeah, Blake had a little bit more pressure there. He really couldn't step up in the pocket and deliver a good ball. But he hung in there. I mean, he had bodies and people all over his legs and arms, and he's hanging tough.
Yeah, let it fly and just winged it over the top of his head. Gantenbein throwing. It's going to be almost intercepted. Nick McIntosh had to turn defender as Camino had that one thrown right to him. And on 4th and goal, they'll turn it over on downs and give the ball back. Yeah, we turned it over on downs at the 20. Now we turn it over on downs at the 8-yard line. And
yeah,
woulda, coulda, shoulda with 53 seconds left. Down 33-7 in the first half.
And right now, every point matters. You know, every point matters. So, you know, you're going to count those opportunities and chances, and that's where you're going to kind of kick yourself a little bit and say, dang it, you know, that's 2 chances that we had to put points on the board.
Patterson hands it off. Big run.
Nice tackle by Dre.
Palzer takes it from the 8 all the way out to the 22, a 14-yard carry. Does 3A have the most animated PA announcers that you've heard so far?
So far.
Minus our own Matt Mason, who's pretty chill.
Yeah.
Rollins was classy, though. Nice job by Draven Monroe as he'll bring down Patterson in the backfield. And he did manage to squirt ahead for about 3 yards for Patterson.
How big is the Patterson kid?
They don't have weights or heights listed on there.
He's a pretty stout kid, though.
Yeah, I'm going to guess he's 6'2", and that's the end of the first half of football. And it's been pretty much Bison. The Wolverines fumbled on their first play from scrimmage. 2 plays later, the Bison scored. Wolverines would go 3 and out. 2 plays later, the Bison scored. They have scoring drives, 3 scoring drives of 2 yards of 2 plays, 1 scoring drive of 3, a scoring drive of 6, and a 3 and out of 5. And they have built a 33-7 lead here on the homecoming halftime. The Bison and the Wolverines. We will take our first break of the extended halftime show. We'll come back with some first half stats. We've also got a score update from Jared Anderson back at the radio studios as well. So stay with us. The halftime show will continue on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. It is the Buffalo Bison 33. It's the Riverton Wolverines 7. We'll be back after this timeout. This is Wolverine football from Jack FM and County10sports.com.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a Glow Cadillac, coupe to bill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
If you're looking to get upgrades on your vehicle done with bumpers, grill guards, and bed liners, shop locally instead of traveling the extra mile to an out-of-town shop. Take it to the premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175.
Wyoming Catholic College are proud sponsors of student athletes and sports programs across Fremont County, plus are this season's academic spotlight sponsor. Wyoming Catholic College forms students through a rigorous immersion in the primary sources of the classic liberal arts tradition, the grandeur of the mountain wilderness, and the spiritual heritage of the Catholic Church. Grounded in real experience and thoughtful reflection, our graduates love truth, think clearly, and communicate eloquently, engaging with the world as it is. Submit your application online at wyomingcatholic.edu/admissions/apply.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.
Back at Buffalo, and the marching band of the Bison getting ready to perform here at homecoming as royalty being introduced on a chilly, windy night in Buffalo that is all Bison right now. 33-7 at the break in favor of the Bison. I think I might have this figured out. Let's head to the studio. Jared Anderson with an update here from the 105.1 studios.
A 7-0 lead over Worland at Bill Bush Memorial Stadium. It was a 3-yard Gabe Harris touchdown run set up by a big 33-yard lumbering run from Jack Pasquinelli. Also at half in Ethany, Wyoming. Indian Trails, Big Piney at 36-0. Back to you, John and Travis.
All right, thank you so much, Jared Anderson, as he is back at radio control for 105.1 Jack FM. And again, we've got some, I guess, cold-related difficulties on some equipment out here, but definitely thanks to Clay and Akai running our cameras here tonight, and Thomas, our technical director, as well, as we try to keep warm from the visitors' sidelines here. And again, it has been all Bison so far in this one as they lead 33-7. They led 26-0 at the end of the first quarter. They would run 2 plays and a 25-yard, an Eli Patterson 4-yard run. Then it was a Will Hammond 25-yard run. He had a 35-yard run in there, then a 37-yard touchdown pass to Blake Bell, his only completion of the night. They're 1 for 2 throwing on the evening right now are the Bison for 37 yards, but it's the one completion has been a touchdown. Then you have a Will Hammond 11-yard touchdown that was set up by an Eli Patterson 58-yard run. They have 3 scoring drives of 2 plays. They have 1 scoring drive of 3 plays, and not a lot of time off the clock for the Bison in amassing 275 yards and 33 points to lead 33-7. Riverton's score, they were down 26-0, but would get the first score of the second quarter. They got the first score. Well, it was the last score of the first quarter. As time expired, the Wolverines score on a 27-yard touchdown pass from Nathan Hutchison, from Blake Gattenbein to Nathan Hutchison, and the PAT by Hunter Saltzgaver was good, and it made it 26-7 at that point. But then 2 more touchdowns by the home team set them up to a 33-7 lead at the intermission right now from Buffalo's homecoming. We'll step aside again on a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and we'll give you some individual statistics here from Buffalo. 33-7 on the Fremont Therapy halftime scoreboard. Buffalo will be back in just a few.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
I hold up wide left. They don't have any.
Ensuring you never forget your best memories, but also protecting your future adventures. Tyler Watson and State Farm is a proud supporter of the current and future Riverton Wolverines.
Wide right, McGuffey back to pass, shows the ball, throws again, looking in the end zone is DeVries. Touchdown, baby!
Find us on our website at ensuringriverton.com or stop by our office at 618 East Washington Avenue to discuss protecting your future. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's time to welcome Sutherland's Home and Garden Fall Catalog. It's full of hundreds of deals to help you save, including special fall buys, ideas, how-tos, and more. Win big. Sign up in-store for your chance to win a $5,000 Sutherland's shopping spree. See store for details. Get up to 24 months special financing with your Sutherland's credit card. See store for details. Sutherland's Fall Catalog is full of can't-miss deals. Stop by the store and pick one up today, or check it out online at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's, your fall home improvement store.
Wind River Internet is proud to deliver quality, high-speed internet to businesses and residents across Fremont County. Wind River Internet is the sponsor for the County 10 live stream and sports in our community. Enjoy high-definition broadcasts. Brought to you by Wind River Internet. They also provide reliable phone services that can help you stay in touch with the important people in your life. Experience greater connection today. To get a quote and start enjoying fast, reliable services, call 307-857-2004. That's 857-2004. Or windriverinternet.com.
Halftime from Buffalo. John Gabrielson, Travis McIntosh on 105.1 Jack FM alongside Thomas Dent III, Kai and Clay, our camera peeps. We appreciate you tuning in. Again, Blake Gattenbein, 14 of 23, 164 yards and a touchdown as the Wolverine freshman quarterback throws a touchdown out there to Nathan Hutchison. But again, 164 yards of the 168 in the first half, all through the air for the Wolverines.
now take the field for your performance.
Rushing the football, Dominic Payne, 1 yard on 1 carry. Braden Vincent, no yards on 3 carries. Ty Sheets, 1 for -5. Blake Gantenbein, 7 rushes for 8 yards. Receiving tonight, Cade Gabrielson, 2 for 16. Sheets, 3 for 33. McIntosh, 2 for 8. Nathan Hutchison, 4 catches, 67 yards, and the 27-yard touchdown grab. But again, of the 168 yards on the night for the Wolverines, 164 of it coming from Blake Gantenbein right now through the air to those 5 receivers, the 4 receivers that have caught balls, Gabrielson, Sheets, McIntosh, and Hutchison as well. On the other side of the equation for the Buffalo Bison, looking at Eli Patterson, 1 for 2 passing, 37 yards of their 275 yards of total offense in the first half. The Bison just have 37 of it in the air. The rest is on the ground. For the Bison, running the ball, Dawson Palzer, 7 carries, 56 yards. Will Hammond, 7 carries, 100 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Blake Bell, 2 totes for 14. Eli Patterson, 6 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown. Most of that coming on a 58-yard touchdown run. That 1 catch of the night by Blake Bell of 37 yards was good for a touchdown. Again, Buffalo led 26-0. I say 26-0 at the end of 1, but that play for the Wolverines came as time expired, so it was 26-7 at the end of 1. I'll make an adjustment on that as a reason that's in that category. There you go. Simply because of where I put it in my little stat sheet that I have created for myself, trying to make life easier, but it seems like the more I try the easy route, the harder things become for myself right here. But again, we are at homecoming intermission, 33-7 the score. Buffalo, their marching band at the midfield right now. We'll take another 2-minute timeout. I'll hopefully be able to connect and get you some other scores from around the state of high school football. We will do that after this 2-minute timeout. On the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, it's 33-7 in favor of the Buffalo Bison, and we'll be back after this. This is Wolverine Football from County 10 Sports Network.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give him a call at 307-332-7184.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's Pregame Show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at RE/MAXRiverton.com.
Listening in on the Buffalo Bison Band real quick. At Buffalo High School, the Bison Band performing with a 33-7 advantage on the Wolverines. Looking at some scores from around the state from wildpreps.com. The big game last night, that Fremont County rivalry, and Wind River got out to a 14-12 lead, and then the turnover bug bit them hard. 5 turnovers in that game. Shoshone knocks off the Cougars for a third consecutive time. Peyton Trumpler, kind of the man of the day in the second half of that one for the Wranglers, as they would defeat Wind River yesterday 25-14. Cougars now, if they want to play in Laramie, will have to make a long road trip, most likely to Pine Bluffs in the semifinals of that east side of the 1A 9-man football stanza. Shoshone will have home field and a chance to be at home until they go to Laramie, possibly to repeat. A lot of football yet to get there with Week 8 and everything else. Sheridan is leading Natrona 21-6 at the half in that ball game. Rock Springs leading Laramie 14-7. 3A games, Star Valley leading Green River 21-0. The Wolves have kind of turned it on as of late, getting a big victory last week. Douglas is beating Rollins 29-8 at halftime. Lander leads Worland in the late stages of the second quarter 14-7. Evanston and Cody, no score from the Red Devils and the number 1 Cody Bronx. That game just getting underway about 15 minutes ago. And Jackson leads Powell 17-6. Powell got ranked fifth in the state this week, and Jackson is taking it at him right now. 17-6 is the score there. Some 2A scores. We talked about that Bighorn-Tongue River game. Bighorn handing Tongue River their first loss of the season up here in this neck of the woods. 14-0 Bighorn defeating the TR Eagles earlier today. Big Piney has beaten Wyoming Indian 58-12 was the final score in that one. And Southeast leading Saratoga 26-6 at halftime. And more Fremont County football tomorrow. DuBois will make the trip to Carbon County. They'll take on Hannah Elk Mountain Medicine Bow, HEM they call them. That'll be a high noon shootout for the Rams and the Miners down there in Hannah Country. We are at the break here with a 33-7 Bison lead on the Riverton Wolverines. When we come back, we'll hopefully be close to some football. It's been a 20-minute halftime, but they'll probably throw that extra 3 minutes up there of warm-up time. So give Travis and I a time to swap old war stories as well as you come back for that. 33-7 at the intermission. We'll be back. This is Wolverine football from 105.1 Jack FM and County 10 on the YouTube stream.
Elevate Rehab in Lander is a proud sponsor of sports in Fremont County. Elevate offers physical and occupational therapy and specializes in hand therapy. Elevate Rehab also offers one-on-one personalized treatment for every patient. Their dedicated team of highly skilled and specialized therapists will help you on your journey back to better health and mobility. Elevate Rehab, 535 East Main, Suite D in Lander.
Fremont Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports-certified specialist or therapy from the only certified hand therapist in Fremont County. With 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide aquatic therapy, dry needling, and women's health therapy. To find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment, go to fremonttherapy.com.
High Country Hearing Center supports patient hearing health care with a superior standard of practice for our Wyoming families, and we are proud to sponsor sports and student athletes all across Fremont County. High Country Hearing Centers has been serving Wyoming's hearing health care needs since 1979. High Country Hearing Centers will always provide superior hearing instrument technology and standard of care practices to help you stay connected with family and help you maintain a more active and healthier Wyoming lifestyle. Make an appointment today in Lander at 1460 West Main or in Rock Springs at 514 Broadway.
Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care support Fremont County athletics. We are a locally owned, multi-specialty healthcare group that is proud to serve the Lander and Riverton communities. Our goal is to provide convenient quality care for all ages. We offer a wide array of services including family and internal medicine, pediatrics, women's care, and urgent care. Additionally, we have on-site labs, echocardiograms, stress tests, x-ray, and ultrasound in both communities. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care are here for you in Fremont County. Let's stay healthy together.
That's something we'd have done it.
We are back at Mike Boone Field in Buffalo. You were saying that was something, what?
Oh, we were talking about the smoke coming out.
Wind River coming out of their bus garage at the field last night at the smoke machine and stuff.
That's a pretty cool atmosphere. I mean, just listening and talking to some of the kids, I bumped into a few kids that used to go to Riverton and go out there, and they're just so excited about the game, and it was a good one. So
yeah, it was a hard physical game as well. I mean, it was a hard hitting 9-man tackle football game yesterday as well. I'm not sure what they're recognizing on the far side with 5 Buffalo Bison talking with 5 of the officials. They have put more time on the clock for the teams to warm up. And again, a big thanks to our sponsors, State Farm agent Tyler Watson, as well as the Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. Gambles, Shane and Alicia in Myers over in Lander, Myers Gambles, and free delivery within, 30 miles of the store, and that includes Riverton. So big thanks to Shane and Alicia for Myers Gambles as well. Also, Bailey Enterprises, they will be our post-game sponsor here tonight. Fremont Therapy for the scoreboard. Also, Porter's MVS for the pregame show here today. And then a big thanks to Maven as well, providing us with the binoculars that I've been watching parts of this game through as well. Big thanks to Maven, and a big thanks to Wind River Internet for helping us out with connectivity and being on the stream here tonight for Wolverine football. Again, as the team's getting warmed back up for the second half. The Bison calisthenics from the 10. So you're down 33-7, Coach. You're on the Wolverine side. What do you tell the kids?
We have had opportunities. It's not like we haven't moved the ball. We moved it on them at will. We've been in the red zone. I don't want to say at will. That's probably the wrong word, but we have moved it up and down the field. And so also just start 0-0, and see what you can get. And maybe you get some breaks and get back into this thing a little bit too.
Yeah.
That's not out of the possibility, but you got to create some turnovers. You got to do some things defensively.
You're up 33-7. You tell the Bison what?
You tell them continue to be physical up front and dominate the line of scrimmage and continue to pound the ball. They're running the ball on us. And how many passes? I think 3 passes they've.
I haven't been 2, yeah. Maybe I didn't write one down, but 37 yards of their 265 is through the air. The rest is all rushing. Out of our 168 for Riverton, 164 through the air,
right,
with Blake Gantenbein. So
yeah. So you keep doing it, and you keep winning the line of scrimmage battle and up front, and the past couple of weeks we've done a pretty good job of not stopping the run, but we've been there. And today we just look a little step slower in spots.
Yeah, started with a fumble on the first play of the game, and 2 plays later they were in the end zone, then a 3-and-out. 2 plays later they were in the end zone once again, and the silver lining that we saw out of both of those was blocking the PATs, but that's kind of moral victory territory after it's all said and done, as the final seconds ticking away on the long homecoming halftime here. And Derek Watson chatted with him briefly before the game, and he says, I'm already tired. He had to referee the Froshmore game. I'm not sure if it was just him with others or if some other Wolverine coaches stepped in, but an officiating snafu, and they had to step in and referee the Froshmore game that happened earlier here today.
And unfortunately, that's what we're having. We're seeing that across the board, is just referee shortages and not being able to fill those, and who really suffers in that is the kids,
right?
So
Wolverines will kick it off to begin the second half, dressed in their road whites, the cardinal red, the numbers, the black trim, black pants, black helmets with that our paw on the side, kind of crafted by the offensive coordinator when he was the head coach, Brant Nyberg.
Yep.
I think on the injury front, I think number 5 is done for the night. Cade Gabrielson, I don't believe, going to come back into the ball game, being talked to by one of the coaches right now. And I would be very surprised if he came back in. He's just been nursing that shoulder ever since the Powell game and sat out the Star Valley game, got a little bit better, and just one hit, and it happens again. I'll get a report from the other person in our house. That'll be a bouncing ball that'll be picked up by the Bison and run out of bounds on a squib kick.
And that's really unfortunate for Cade because he does such a good job from the safety position, running the alley, making tackles, and as you said before, noted that he does lead our team in tackles, and so it's really unfortunate for us because that's really an asset on that side of the ball for us.
43-yard line is where the Bison will start. And you had mentioned we haven't seen Nathan Hutchison much on defense either, and he's on the sideline to start tonight as well. McIntosh at a corner, Saltzgaver at the other, Sheets the other, and a stop before this one gets started as Hammond got the carry. Gives you some other Wolverine defenders if you'll catch the penalty for me. Dominic Payne. Boy, Riverton called it
timeout.
Timeout. We not got 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
And that'll happen when you have a substitution or something like that, okay, we're missing somebody, but it looks like we're missing a D lineman.
Yeah.
Or a linebacker, actually.
So, yeah, usually it's, you can see when you're running bodies in and off, that doesn't usually typically happen when you're coming right off a kickoff, but
they're going to pull Cade's shoulder pads and put a jacket on that I brought to match you.
You know, we coordinated, right? We're even on TV, right?
Yeah, old school Wolverine athletic jackets. That's unfortunate, because I know Cade would love to be out there.
Yeah, it is. And his leadership, he's positive, and with the kids and having a son play too, that you know that he's positive and he likes playing with Cade.
Bell to the near side is finally going to be forward progress stopped as Vincent stopped him and then tried to wrestle the ball away and then went to make the tackle. And Bell's going to lose about 4.
And really initially that play was set up by Draven Monroe, who really strung it out and set the edge well, and then we were able to run and rally to the ball.
Yeah, and Draven even got the bad end of the deal as he got kind of put on his back by the fullback, Charlie Wonka.
He did.
Watching that replay there as well. 2nd and 14. Ball at the 40-yard line. Hammond gets the carry. He'll run hard off left tackle. Draven Monroe will go low and stick him there. And he will get out across the 45.
You know, last 3-4 ball games, he's really stepped up and he's played pretty well since he's come back from his shoulder injury too. So it's good to see him still contributing and playing that side of the ball hard.
6-yard carry. 3rd down at about 6 for the Bison at their own 47-yard line. Patterson out of the gun. Boy, he wasn't ready for the snap. It comes at him in a hurry. Out to Bell. Looked like a block in the back on McIntosh. Actually, it wasn't McIntosh over there that was blocked in the back. It was it? So it looked like Nick came in late on the other side. Tyree Harris-Aragon holding his left arm. That's enough for a 1st down to the 46-yard line. Was that Nick?
I thought so initially. Maybe I missed it too. It could have been.
Got pushed back because I thought Nick came from further up, that whoever's that outside side over there. It's,
maybe it was Dominic. Maybe it was Payne set off the outside linebacker there.
7-yard completion to Bell. Hammond down the sidelines, and he will finally be brought down. Payne, Harris-Aragon, McIntosh in on the tackle.
Yeah, they're just blocked down and kicked out. And linebacker needs to step up and make the play. A lot of misdirection going on. It's a lot easier said than done sometimes.
1st and 10, Buffalo at the Wolverine 29 now. Bell, play action, stepping up. Patterson taking off on the run. He will be hit from behind by Tyree Harris-Aragon. Draven Monroe chipped at him first. He'll push it across the 25 to the 24-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for the Bison.
Yeah, he was looking to throw the ball, a little play action there, and we had a linebacker blitz come in and forced him, and he tucked it and ran.
Ryan Cox has come off the field, and Mason's going to go nose guard now as they'll give it to Hammond off left tackle. They've been making a living there. Hammond will run through tackles, and then finally Jackson Hill hits him hard inside the 10 at the 8, but it's going to be 1st and goal, Bison at about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle. Nice flow by Jackson. And nice little stick there.
1st and goal, Buffalo. Clock should be running. Referee still winding his arm. Clock still not starting. Now it will finally. Small consolation, and that's going to be Patterson on a play action RPO for 8 yards and a touchdown. Bison will take it and score on their first possession of the second half to make it 39-7 with 8:39 left to play on the Fremont Therapy third quarter scoreboard.
Well, that's just what we kind of talked about at half. We would
Right.
do. We would,
keep the throttle down.
Yeah.
And
keep running the ball until they stop it.
Mac Brown, one of my fave coaches, now coaching the Tar Heels, and there's a stop and play before this one gets started, even though Hewlett got a pretty good boot on it. False start on the Bison, so back them up 5 and make them do it again. Riverton has blocked 2 PATs set tonight, one by Jackson Hill, one by Dominic Payne. This one was big chunks of yardage on this drive by the Bison as well. Bell will hold. Again, he's an all-stater, the only one back for the Bison, all-state wide receiver. And they probably get more action out of him running the ball than throwing it to him because they haven't needed to, and that ball goes wide. PAT is no good. So Hewlett had come in kicking 15 of 18. He's now missed 3 more tonight, 3 as many as he's missed all year, and he's missed 3 tonight, 2 on the blocks, 1 on the miss. 8:39 left to play in the third quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, 39-7. Wolverines will get the ball when we come back in 30 seconds on 105.1 Jack FM.
Gales Carpet Floor and Home is happy to support student athletes in sports across Fremont County. Gales Carpet One Floor and Home has been a Fremont County fixture for decades, specializing in flooring, window. Gales Carpet Floor and Home is happy to support student athletes in sports across Fremont County. Gales Carpet One Floor and Home has been a Fremont County fixture for decades, specializing in flooring, window coverings, and cabinets, as well as the professional certified installation of those products.
Got another freshman out there on the front lines. Caden Liebrecht playing on the front lines for the Wolverines as Hutchison will pick that up at the 10. Head of steam for Nathan. He'll get out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Wolverines will start there. A couple more freshmen getting some looks out there for the Wolverines.
Yeah.
First and 10, RHS at their own 32-yard line. And again, Blake Gattenbein tonight, freshman, 14 of 23, 164 yards and a touchdown in his ledger as his first, by and large, play as a Wolverine quarterback. They've been doing it all through the air. They'll go through the air again. He's hit as he throws. Blind side coming in, Charlie Wonka.
Yeah, that he just came in off the our left-hand side, and held on to it a little too long.
Well, and it's one of those things you'll grow eyes in the back of your head on that. The longer you play in that position, as Wonka came in, as here you see Wonka comes in just off the right side, and he beats that right end, the left guard, I guess, essentially for the Wolverines, and Blake did well just to get rid of it. 2nd down and 10 now. Spread formation. Payne almost bobbles the snap. He'll run right into Wonka again and be dropped there. That's going to be no gain for the Wolverines. And you kind of, running the ball out of that shotgun, your running backs are at a standstill when they get the football handed to them, as opposed to coming under center, letting them get a 3 or 4 yard head start to hit the line. And I understand that it's allowing some zones and things to develop ahead of them, but sometimes you'd like that head of steam, I think, as a running back.
Yeah, and it's all philosophy and what you feel is going to work well.
That ball's incomplete, thrown at the knees of Hutchison, brings up 4th down for Riverton.
If you have a back that's a really true zone back that can see those and be patient as a runner and let things develop, then but you're right. If you're just a north-south kid, get them downhill.
But sometimes, I mean, a lot of it depends on those guys up front trying to get some of those holes too, because as we've seen under Troy's offense in 3 years, that has been successful on that. And Dominic especially has done pretty well as a slasher through those situations as well. But like I said, sometimes you may just like to see let them run downhill as well. Looks like Gantenbein is changing the play. 4th down for the Wolverines. Just beats the play clock, throws it out to Hutchison. He will be spun around. He'll stay on his feet, and he'll get close to the 40-yard line. That is not enough for a 1st down on about a 7-yard completion, and they will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, and in that situation there, they ran freeze. They got a little movement from Buffalo's D-line, and Blake changed the play, went into something. It was a little flat, hit him out in the flat, hit Hutch out in the flat. And they were sat in that cover 3 where they dropped those linebackers to the flats, and they were there. But he did a good job. He made some good moves to potentially get the 1st down, but just didn't work out that way.
Ended
a
up
little short.
Ended up a yard shy. 5 catches, 75 yards for Nathan Hutchison tonight. He does have the 27-yard touchdown. 39-7 Bison, 7:41 left to play in the 3rd quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. That is Hammond, as he will be hit first by Zarek Prosser, and then Dominic Payne gets in there. Tyree Harris Aragon, gain of about 2.
Yeah, nice job up front. They established the push that they were trying to run that simple dive again.
Hammond 9 carries, 108 yards, and it looked like he had a lot more yards than that. And then Zarek Prosser got him in the bear hug and said, "We're done here," and holds it to a 2-yard gain. Hammond again, going to the outside, evades a tackle. He's in a foot race with Jackson Hill, who will try to pull him down at the goal line and cannot. And Hammond will run for his 4th touchdown of the night. This one a 37-yard touchdown run at the 6:53 mark. 2 plays, 39 yards. That is the 4th 2-play touchdown drive of the night for the Bison. Add in a 3-play one, and they have been just kind of running over our Wolverines tonight.
Yeah, that was the situation that we just talked about. Their lineman got some movement, and he made the first guy miss, and he was off to the races. And, man, he's a shifty kid. He's quick. He's got those quick feet.
Good hold. Hewlett, the PAT. And it is 46-7 Buffalo. 6:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. A 30-second timeout. Back to Buffalo in a moment.
Tires, tires, and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and fantastic service.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Haley. With over 13,000 tires to choose, Bailey has tires for your ATV, farm implement, car, truck, trailer, semi, lawnmower, wheelbarrow, you name it. If it has a tire, Bailey Tire and Auto Service can fix it or replace it. Bailey Tire and Auto Service is your one-stop complete tire and service shop. Just remember, with Bailey's, there's no tricks, just tires.
Hewlett will tee it up at the 40. Hutchison, Sheets, and Payne back there. Remember the star return? You might remember the star return. You were kind of one of the orchestrators of that, were you not?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of my baby a little bit. We kind of got the formation.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the formation for it.
Payne bobbles it, picks it up, takes
Nice
it near
block.
side. Dominic's got some room down the sidelines, and he is going to be taken down out of bounds by Wyatt O'Neill. Take him out at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 RHS there.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there,
you're
but
good.
I was just complimenting Branson Salty. A nice block to spring him a little bit, give him some room along the sideline.
1st and 10 Wolverines, their own 41-yard line. You see him bobble it just a little bit. And then you see the block by Saltzgaver. That was a solid block by Branson right there as well, as you watched the awesome replay tonight. Thomas, Sakai, Clay, thank you guys so much for enduring the elements with us out here. Wind has kind of died down. As I say that, I hope I don't jinx anything, as Wolverines will go straight up the gut with the carry. Is that Dominic? It is. D. Payne. Minimal, if anything, on the carry.
Yeah, initially it looked like we got a pretty good push, and then it just, our feet stopped instead of maintaining those blocks and working to the next level. Those backers came in and scraped over the top.
Buffalo has 60 yards and 2 touchdowns in the quarter. We have only amassed 8 yards. That ball bounces off of Gantenbein, off of his foot. He'll fall on it to save the possession. Loss of 4 for Blake. And I'll tell you, the freshman has managed the game pretty well coming in as the QB tonight. And as you'd be hard pressed to guess that kid was a freshman out there playing the position tonight.
Yeah. And, you're right. I've known Blake a little bit through the years, and, he's a good kid. He's a bright kid. He'll play within himself. And I think he's done a good job of that tonight.
Steps up to throw. Looking over the middle, it's going to be a late flag, and ouch, Blake is down. Hutch makes the catch at the 45. I think they're going to get roughing the passer on this. I'm not sure if a camera stayed on that play or not to see, in fact, if he did get roughed or if followed the play. So we're not going to see what happened, but it's going to go as a 9-yard completion to Hutch, and then 15 yards added onto it on a roughing the passer penalty on the Bison. And boy, Blake was hurt for a second, but boy, that kid got right back up and guts it out to the sidelines, and he's back out there.
Yeah, and not to mention, he just stood in there and threw a strike right to Nate.
So 1st and 10 now. Ball is at the 40-yard line of the Bison. It's 46-7. Not sure if Hutchison's jersey was out when that play started or if he got it pulled out. No call, incomplete, as they throw it out to Nathan on the outside.
I agree. I thought he was pretty handsy on his shoulders there, but
Blake 16 of 28, 181 yards. And again, I would have been hard-pressed to think, as hard as that wind was blowing in this game, that we would be approaching the 30-pass mark in this contest. But it's what's been working, as Buffalo has kind of taken away the run game from the Wolverines here tonight. Blake steps up, incomplete, throwing in the direction of McIntosh as it falls incomplete.
And it's also what when you're down like this, it's what you kind of have to do a little bit.
Well, and at the half, all but 4 yards of our offense had come in the air, but with that 4-yard fumble that Blake had, all of our yards have come through the air. We have no yards rushing tonight due to the Wolverines. And that's a weird stat
That is a weird.
I haven't seen in a while either. Blake stepping up to throws one over the middle. That'll be caught by Gunnar Patterson down to the 22-yard line and a first down.
Gunnar catches that one across the middle. But if you think about it, all the receivers have been involved and have caught a ball tonight, And so he's done a good job of spreading it around and people getting touches and trying to find the right guy and find the open guy.
Yeah, great slant. Gunnar with a good catch, his first as a varsity Wolverine. Blake's going to take it out and run the ball this time. Oh, and he gets pounded by Hammond, the coach's kid. We put a lick out there on Blake. Blake's going to gain a couple of yards, so we're in the positive territory of rushing the ball now. 201 yards of offense, 199 through the air.
Yeah, in that situation where Blake got tackled, that was a kid that's had a lot of varsity experience to a kid that hasn't seen much yet. So he'll absorb those hits better as he plays more.
Well, and kind of an interesting call after he had just gotten roughed up a little bit to put your QB out there on the naked boot as well, but he's back up and playing, takes the snap, throws one. It's going to be caught by Hutchison. Nathan spins, goes through the middle, takes it to the outside. Nathan to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Wolverines, a 20-yard touchdown strike. Get by to Hutchison, their second hookup of the night. A lot of Wolverine fans emulating the Bison PA announcer.
You bring up some of those things like the 3A or the most animated one.
Well, we got to go to Whirlin next week, and
yeah, he is. I remember him.
They're up there as well. So McIntosh has to do a great job of getting that one down, and it just sneaks in. Credit Nick McIntosh with a great hold on that one, as that one was like a greased pig in his hands, but he got her put on the tee, and he gets it put through the upright by Saltzgaver. 4 minutes left to play in the third on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. It's the Buffalo Bison 46, the Wolverines 14. We'll be back after this timeout. This is Wolverine Football on 105.1 Jack FM and County 10 on the YouTube stream.
Keep it local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
Big thanks to Porter's MVS, Porter's Mountain View Supply, pregame sponsor, Fremont Therapy, our scoreboard sponsor, and Bailey Enterprises, our postgame sponsor here. Also, we will be picking the Lander Medical Clinic player of the game, as Saltzgaver is going to squib one to the sidelines. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be Buffalo Bison football at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know. We saw one result where we gave a deep run back. So, sometimes maybe kicking out of bounds is our best friend as of now.
Well, I know they practice kind of onsides, squib, borderline, deeper onsides, and you're down 46-14. Might as well try that out there, see what happens sometime.
Yeah. I thought we were going to get the one to start the half, actually, so.
You talked about a lot of limpers on our sideline, a lot of dinged up Wolverines out there coming off of that touchdown drive. New Bison running the ball and running it out to the 50 is Bryce Camino. We talked about Buffalo names. as Camino's going to run it from the 35 out to the 50. I think that just spurs him on if the opposing team tries to emulate him, because he's a little more animated than he was before now. Bryce Camino wears number 9. Ball is loose. It's incomplete. Trying to get the ball to Einot, and it falls incomplete.
Initially, I thought he did catch it and was making a move, and the ball just was going to slip out for us. But
yeah, I'm going to watch the replay alongside our County 10 stream. No, you didn't have that.
That's how fast the game is to be sometimes.
Exactly. He did not have that in his possession. 2 of 4, 44 yards, and the 1 touchdown. Einot in motion, gets the carry to the outside. Jackson Hill pushes him towards the sideline. He'll cut back inside. Einot still on his feet, spins. Jackson Hill, how about that? Comes down the field to make the play at the 25-yard line. It ends up being a 25-yard run for Einot, but Jackson Hill ran past at the line of scrimmage, and he comes down there and makes the play 25 yards downfield. Great job by Jackson Hill.
Yeah, great hustle play. Never out of it. Get back up, try to make something happen.
I credited Matisse Weaver and Gabe Harris of Lander with that same thing. I don't know how many times they ran past on the play to only come back and make the play a few minutes later. So 1st and 10, Bison. Camino stays on his feet. Looks like the ball is loose, and coming away with it is Branson Saltzgaber. First turnover of the game by the Bison, and the Wolverines will get it at their own 24-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great job. You know, they're getting big yards, big chunks, and one way to stop him is to get a turnover like that. So I really couldn't see. Was it one of ours that forced the fumble, or did he just get hit? Did we strip it?
Kind of hard to see in that scrum, even watching the replay. 1st and 10, Wolverines their own 22-yard line. I believe that is the first turnover of the game. Well, no, we had a fumble on the very first play of the game, excuse me. First turnover of the game by the Bison. And the Wolverines at their own 22. Throw the ball out to Hutchison, get him out in space, let him see what he can do, and he'll slip and fall down. And it's going to be no gain on the play. Boy, Blake Gantenbein has come in as a freshman, and in his first freshman start has thrown the ball 32 times tonight. Yeah, 19 of 32, 219 yards. Hutch with his 8th catch for 104 yards now. Again, Cade Gabrielson out of commission tonight, that shoulder. Standing next to him on the sideline is Branson Saltzgaber. He just recovered that fumble. That ball's picked. That'll be a pick 6. Taking it to the house is Ryan Nicholas, a sophomore. And the first mistake, there is a flag down in the middle of the field at the 25-yard line.
The Buffalo corners are pressing a little bit more. They're coming up a little bit tighter on the outside on the receivers.
It's holding on. The Wolverines will be declined, and the Nicholas pick 6 will stand.
And so Blake did a pretty good job of looking him off, and then he went back to looking him off to the left and the safety, and came back to the right, and then just didn't see that backer sitting there.
Nicholas with the pick 6. And it's 52-14. Bell to hold. Good hold. Hewlett kick is good. And with 2:19 left to play, it is 53-14 in favor of the Bison. And we'll come back for the kickoff in 30. This is Wolverine football on 105.1 Jack FM.
Keep it local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
2 minutes, 19 seconds left to play in the third quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard in a windy Buffalo Bison Mike Moon field. Mike Moon coached from 74 to 97. Pat Lynch took over to 2011, and then it's been Rob Hammond since then. Dominic Payne is going to pick it up at the 9-yard line. He's going to take it to the outside, cuts it back into the middle, and will be swarmed under there. And the Wolverines will start at their own 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Riverton got a little something going. Got their own turnover out of the Bison, but then turn it over on a pick six. And there's Mr. Nicholas, Ryan Nicholas, his name, the sophomore, picking off the freshman Blake Gantenbein and took it to the house.
Yeah, it's just, it's just one of those things that when we have our opportunities, we got to make sure that we capitalize on those opportunities.
Nathan Mills doing a good job at center, handed off to Dominic Payne, and Nicholas and O'Neill making the stop. Gain of a couple for Dom.
Yeah, he does run hard,
Yeah, he does. Last week, Dominic Payne, 89 yards last week in the loss to Douglas. He's scored 2 touchdowns on the season. Sheets and McIntosh come to the near side. Hutchison in a slot. Patterson next to him, handed back off to Dominic. And boy, when they hit hard, do those defenders from the Bison.
Yeah, there was a little seam there, and then it just closed. It's just like holding our blocks just a little bit more.
Miles Packard, and then again O'Neill comes in and lays the wood. Bison ran for 323 yards and 4 touchdowns against Lander in that 28-21 win. They've run for 374 yards, 330 of it on the ground tonight. Third down and about 6. Gantenbein's going to throw, and it will be caught. And Sheets will be enough for the first down. 7-yard completion to Ty Sheets.
Ty ran a nice crossing route there, and nice. It was a little bit behind him, so he did a good job. Nice concentration on that.
Clock moving inside of a minute left to play in the third. Could be the final play of the third quarter. Gantenbein's going to throw. It's going to be caught by Patterson, and he is going to be spun down to the ground by Wyatt O'Neill. That kid is everywhere. He's out there covering passes. He's out there tackling us at the goal line. We have Parker DeVries getting up a little gingerly after a 5-yard catch by Gunnar Patterson. And I got to like a kid like Gunnar Patterson who has stuck it out to play football, son of the former head coach Pat Patterson. And, he's kind of like the rest of the team. We don't have a real big football team physically, stature-wise. And, my kid's 6 foot, 150 pounds as the third quarter comes to an end. And Gunnar smaller than that even, and he's out there, and he's paid his dues, and he's caught 2 varsity passes here tonight. Has Gunnar for 23 yards. Final 12 minutes from Buffalo coming up. It's all Bison, 53-14. We'll play the final quarter after this 1-minute break. This is Wolverine football from 105.1 Jack FM in County 10.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to be a supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Brown Sugar is a locally owned and operated restaurant located in downtown Riverton. Their passion is coffee and locally sourced foods. Be sure to stop in for dinner service and look for a new menu coming soon. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. See them online at brownsugarcoffeeroastery.com or stop in at 203 East Main Street, Riverton.
Central Wyoming College has a new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Education.
Being a teacher has always been a dream of mine.
This degree combines the academic, assessment, and classroom management content that students need to be successful in the classroom. Gain knowledge in how young children grow and develop physically and cognitively, and guide them to social and emotional development.
What I really like about the education program here at CWC is that we get a lot of classroom experience.
Make your way at CWC.
Gantenbein's pass is going to be picked off by Mikey Einott. Mikey is going to be brought down from behind by Hutchison. There is a flag at the 48, and I think we might see interference come back.
Yeah, a couple of things. The ball was just a little short, and Hutch was trying to come back for it.
Yeah, pass interference. This will be Wolverine football. They'll keep possession.
That's good news. But quite the pick. It didn't look like he was going to get it, and like he caught it off his toes or something. I didn't have the best angle.
15-yard penalty on the Bison. No replay on that one. Thomas shakes me off like a pitcher and a catcher. Shakes off that sign for the instant replay, so not going to do it. All right. 1st and 10, Wolverines on the 15-yard penalty. 8 penalties for 75 yards tonight for the Bison. That'll bring them real close to midfield. They'll put it at the 48-yard line. And how about the play by Nathan Hutchison then to run him down, to tackle him, to avoid the pick six?
Yeah, you kind of take those hustle plays from him every once in a while for granted. Yeah, that was a great hustle play by him to come back.
Up the middle. Payne will carry it into Bison territory. A 5-yard carry for Dom now. 6 carries, 10 yards, the leading rusher on the night for the Wolverines. Just 11 yards rushing for Riverton.
Yeah, that's when you need to control clock, that's not always the best formula to do that. We've thrown it around a ton.
Yeah, like I said, the freshman coming in, and they'll give it to Dom again. Payne runs hard. O'Neill again. That kid is everywhere tonight for the Bison. 3-yard carry for Dominic's going to bring up 3rd and short. 2-3 yards maybe. And you mentioned it in the break as well. We've made a big deal out about Blake Gantenbein stepping in at quarterback as a freshman, but you pointed out Hunter Salzgeber, a freshman, and kicking. And I don't want to take anything away from Hunter being a freshman and stepping out there kicking, but to step into week 7 as a freshman in a 3A varsity football game is a pretty big situation. And Hunter's kind of done well at his position kicking all year long as well. And then the Bison are going to jump off sides, and that'll be a free first down for the Wolverines.
Yeah, definitely Hunter's had his success, and he got to grow with that as the season's gone on. Where you're right, this had some big, huge playoff implications of where we wanted to be, and it hasn't worked out, but Blake has stepped in admirably and fulfilled that pretty well today.
Clock running at 10:35. See, I think maybe it should have stopped on the penalty at that point, but they didn't run it earlier. That ball is going to be picked up by Blake. He's going to throw the fire drill, and it's incomplete. As smart play by the freshman to throw that one away after the pass, the snap nearly didn't get to him.
Yeah, a broken RPO, you could call that?
Yeah. 36 attempts throwing tonight for the Wolverines. By far and away their most passing attempts. They attempted 4 passes, I think, against Rollins in the 14-6 win on the road at Rollins, and we're up to 36 here tonight. How things have changed. And then hopefully you get Derek DeVries back next week. Catch by McIntosh. Forward progress. Whistle sometime maybe
late
after he gets pummeled by 4 kids. 4-yard catch by Nick.
Yeah, yeah, in that situation with the Rollins game, but it was what's working, and
right.
and there was, the conditions of the evening and things of that nature. It was just that we pounded the ball, and our defense was playing really well that night too, so it felt like you could do that.
But I found it interesting. We had thrown for 200 or something against Star Valley the week prior to that, and kind of made hay on some of the long balls and didn't really attempt much of them against the Outlaws, partially out of necessity. Blake going to step up, going to throw. He tries to hook one back the other way, kind of Pat Mahomes-ish. And Gunnar Patterson's going to catch his third catch of the night, and it's going to bring up fourth and a couple.
Yeah, it looked like Blake was in trouble there a little bit, but he pretty fleet of foot and found a window, and Hunter and Gunnar I just called him Hunter, but Gunnar sat in the window
and off on you.
Yeah, and found the window and made a nice catch.
Fourth down and a couple. Payne next to Gantenbein. Haven't seen Vincent much in the offense as of late, and haven't seen Hutch much on the defensive side. Sheets goes in motion, give it to Ty. He'll get the first down and more to the outside. Ty up the sideline is going to carry it near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you get Ty in some space. He can make some things happen with his speed.
11-yard carry by Ty Sheets is a Wolverine first down. You hear the Wolverine faithful.
Yeah, nice block on the edge by there to secure that, to give him the corner, to get him to the first.
Good job by Sheets to secure the first down. Clock moving at 8:20. Handoff to Payne. Dominic picking his way, spins out of one tackle, and then can't get out of the grasp of big Lance Rabel, the junior, who brings him down. Dominic will pick up 2, 2nd and 8.
That name sounds familiar. Rabel. I've heard. I don't know.
Hutchison will trot out into the offensive equation now as Salzgaver will come out. Well, then you got names like Trebing.
Yeah.
From the Buffalo name bank,
and just
if you will.
And just as you travel the state, you end up kind of hearing everyone, and you read a little bit.
Gantenbein throws to the sideline. It'll be caught by Hutchison. Hutchison battling to the goal line is going to be brought out of bounds at the 2-yard line. A 17-yard completion, Gantenbein to Hutchison. 121 yards receiving on 9 catches tonight for Nathan Hutchison. And it is a Wolverine first and goal at the 2. And as much as anything, this is building towards the Worland game next week. I mean, this one, the doubt has been removed, unfortunately, but you're building towards getting another conference win next week at Worland, I think, and the success and confidence building that you're getting here right now.
Yeah, and it's just building on each other, just trying to get that momentum moving forward each game and trying to improve. And
Hutchison's basically wide open. Finally, they'll bring out a player, and then Wolverines will call a timeout right before they get a delay of game call. The referee in the backfield had already thrown the flag, but the Wolverines do get the timeout. We're going to keep it here. 8:11 in the PM from Buffalo. John Gabrielson alongside Travis McIntosh. And again, Travis, greatly appreciate you stepping in with us here tonight.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thank you. Thank you.
And next week.
And next week
as well. We'll try to get you some other scores from other games going on here. If I can get my hotspot to warm up and connect. So the Wolverines are ready to go. So out of the timeout. First and goal from the 2. Gantenbein's going to keep it himself, and he is in the end zone. That's a fitting end to a great drive by the freshman as Blake Gantenbein carries it from 2 yards out, and the Wolverines have scored.
He's a freshman.
You can hear the "he's a freshman" chant from the Wolverine faithful out here tonight as he gets high fives from the former quarterback. On the injured reserve, Derek DeVries came out off of the sidelines to be the first one to congratulate the freshman on the carry. And now he's going back to catch the PAT from another freshman in Saltzgaber. Good hold by McIntosh once again. That kick is good. And the Wolverines have brought it a little closer. 7:23 remaining in the fourth quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. It's Buffalo 53. It's Riverton 21. We'll return in 30. This is Wolverine football from County 10.
Wyoming College has a new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Education.
Being a teacher has always been a dream of mine.
This degree combines the academic, assessment, and classroom management content that students need to be successful in the classroom. Gain knowledge in how young children grow and develop physically and cognitively, and guide them to social and emotional development.
What I really like about the education program here at CWC is that we get a lot of classroom experience.
Make your way at CWC.
Wolverines went from their own 47-yard line and score, and they do so on some runs of 11 yards by Ty Sheets, a 17-yard completion to Hutchison, smattering of other small runs and catches. Blake Gantenbein, 24 of 39 passing, 256 yards. And now Hunter Saltzgaber getting ready to boot this one away, and he'll squib that one. It's going to squirt past and be picked up by a Bison. That is Gossard, and a lot of Wolverines. And when is a whistle going to come into this? I mean, holy cow. Forward progress was stopped for better part of 3 or 4 seconds, and then a surge came. But I hate to say, you're going to get some kids hurt with a late whistle like that. It's been on both sides of the football, and
yeah, well,
1st and 10 at their own 36.
They finally got it blowing, so that's good. The play's dead. You know, that was perfectly placed kick by Hunter too, and that's what they're trying to do with those sideline squib kicks that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, make them make a play.
And the kid kind of bobbled it, turned his back, and if you can get that out, then you get it back.
Got a new quarterback out there, and Ryan Nicholas, who had the pick 6 on defense, and he's going to hand that football off to Tommy Wonka. And Tommy Wonka is going to go out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Call it the 43. 6-yard carry by Wonka. 380 yards of offense or thereabouts tonight for the Bison. Again, I see Dre Monroe with his helmet off on the Wolverine sideline. He's a defensive stalwart that's not out there right now for the Wolverines. Some of the injuries taking their toll. Parker DeVries on the sideline as well. We already know Cade is out as he did not come back after the half. Nicholas carrying it himself, and he will be hit and dropped and then picked up by Dominic Payne at the 50-yard line. 7-yard carry by the backup QB.
We have Jackson Larson in at free safety on the back.
Sophomore for the Wolverines. Nick on the near side, Ty on the far side. Vincent, Tyree, Harris, Aragon, Payne, Saltzgaber, and Hill at linebackers in the 3-5. Cox, Prosser, and Mason, the 3 linemen. Handed off to Wonka, spins off of a tackle, breaks out of another tackle, and he'll haul it all the way to the 40-yard line on a 10-yard carry. Bryce Mason had a pretty good first shot at him, but couldn't wrap him up, and he'll power it down another 10 yards for a first down.
Yeah, and Dominic Payne blitzed off the edge too, and kind of the Wonka kid cut inside, and that set him up for Mason to make a play, but it was unfortunate that it didn't happen right then and there.
He's a hard runner.
Oh, yeah.
Is the backup RB. 5:20 left to play. you wouldn't think they would throw, but you'd like to possibly see your QB out there in some backup time, but he's going to take off on the run instead, and Nicholas is going to be taken out of bounds inside of the 20.
Yeah, nice little jump cut. Nice little jump cut on the outside and cut it upfield. He did a good job on the perimeter.
Runs it from the 40 down to the 16-yard line. That is a 24-yard run. And another Bison first down as you hear the PA announcer. He's amped it up a little bit after the Wolverines emulate on the other side. Handoff again, Wonka. And he's going to be hit and dropped by the Wolverines. Tristan Anderson. It's who they have the helmet number, but obviously that is not the case, is no longer with the Wolverines, wearing the jersey number 37. Gain of about 4.
That was a good play by the young man. He came in from the backside, made a nice tackle.
Cox making the stop on Nicholas. He'll go for another 3 yards, 3rd and 3. Clock moving inside of 4 minutes when this ball will be snapped here in the fourth quarter. 53-21. It's been all Bison since the opening kickoff. 4 drives of 2 plays and another scoring drive of 3 plays tonight for the quick strike Bison on the Wolverines tonight on homecoming. High snap, fielded, and Vincent will bring him down from behind, but it's going to be real close to a Bison. Well, they're not really going to be close. There was no gain on the play.
Yeah, good job, good rally.
For Wonka. 4th down.
Bryce did a good job of defeating this guy up front.
I think they're going to bring out Hewlett. Sorry to interrupt you. I think Xander Hewlett's going to give it a try. He's 2 for 3 on field goals. His longest has been 25. And apparently they're not going to kick it. I thought they brought him. He's going to split out wide to the left and be one-on-one with McIntosh, so they're not going to kick it. Saw him run him onto the field. I thought that's who they would bring out there. There's going to be a broken play taking off and not going to get there. Good job, Bryce Mason coming in first. Dominic Payne hits him to bring him down, and the Wolverine defense holds and will get the football back at their own 11-yard line.
Yeah, he really cut back. He was looking for the cutback lane to turn, and then Braden Benson was right there too, so we had him pretty well swarmed up.
Well, and it started with a snap that hit him in the shoulder pads and sat on his shoulder pad in his ear hole for a few minutes. And Bryce Mason gave the first chase, and the rest of the Wolverines rallied behind him and made the tackle.
Yeah, that was a great defensive stand by the Wolverines there.
2:45 remaining in the contest. Payne's going to work his way off the sideline, and they'll let Sheets go off as well. I think we're light out there. Do we have it? Oh, there's a lot of little guys hiding behind other guys out there. Saltzgaber will come out into the pattern, as will Matt Hauser, and then I think Riverton's going to call a timeout.
Get organized.
Yeah, they did. They got a lot of young kids in a lot of different positions out there with 2:45 left to play. Again, we're going to keep it here and say a big thanks to Fremont Therapy, our scoreboard sponsor, Tyler Watson, State Farm Agent, Porter's Mountain View Supply, Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care, Gambles of Lander, Bailey Enterprises. Big thanks to them, as well as Maven, big sponsor of the Wolverines and the Tigers on County 10, and also to Wind River Internet, helping to bring us this football game on County 10 and the YouTube stream with 2:45 left to play in the contest. Hauser and Branson Saltzgaber on the near side as they'll hand it off to Jordan May. Jordan will be brought down after minimal gain as he's going to be hit by Hazen Camino. O'Neill is still out there. Actually, it's probably now, they have 2 50s listed. This one might be Hayden Jowers, a sophomore, on the carry by Jordan May. Just a sophomore.
Yeah, Jordan's got a lot of potential. He's a quick little kid.
And a bruising runner.
Yeah, he's very physical. Yep. Definitely excited about him.
They'll hand it off to Jordan once again off the left side. May breaking into the secondary, battling a couple of Bison as he'll get tackled by Gossard and Xander Hewlett, but big run by Jordan May.
I made a statement at the end of that run there, too. You know, he had a big, a lot of contact there to run through him.
Yeah, just looking at that punishing smack at the end of the game, at the end of the run, excuse me. 1st and 10 Wolverines, 95 seconds left to play in the contest. Jackson Larson is your QB. He's going to step up to throw. He will throw one. Diving for it is Bryce Mason at the 32. A 5-yard completion there for Larson. Six different receivers have caught passes tonight.
I was just going to ask you that question.
Glad I could deliver.
Yeah, you're reading my mind already. We've only worked once together.
Saltzgaver goes to the far side. We're going to be working together a lot more when basketball season rolls around. I'm going to mic you up on the sideline. Saltzgaver has that one go right in and out of his hands at the 35-yard line, incomplete. McIntosh mic'd up, we'll call it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Travis is the head varsity girls basketball coach. Practices begin around, the week of Thanksgiving, I think?
Yeah, the November 21st, 22nd, whatever that Monday is. So
that was an incomplete pass, and yet the clock is running. Was it not?
Yeah.
Jordan May again, a run from the 32 out to the 34. Another 2-yard carry. That's it. Game is over.
It really does take 2 or 3 kids to get him down. So
hopefully
he's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, is that him? That's.
I heard pads up here.
Yeah. Got a hurt Wolverine at the end of the very last play of the game. Jordan May is late getting up. Wolverines will go attend to him as the two teams meet at midfield and shake hands, and he's in some pain as the trainer from Buffalo is going to come out and take a look at him as well. But that's how the game ends. 53-21. We'll update you on Jordan May's situation. We'll also get you our Bailey Enterprises postgame final score once again. The Bison 53, the Wolverines 21. Buffalo now 4-3. Riverton drops to 1-6 on the season with a do-or-die chance at the playoffs. I guess playoffs begin now as they'll go to Whirland next week with a spot for the playoffs on the line against the Warriors. 53-21 our final tonight from Buffalo. You've been watching the Wolverines on County 10 and the YouTube stream, listening on 105.1 Jack FM.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a gray Cadillac, coupe to bill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
If you're looking to get upgrades on your vehicle done with bumpers, grill guards, and bed liners, shop locally. Instead of traveling the extra mile to an out-of-town shop, take it to the premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175.
Wyoming Catholic College are proud sponsors of student athletes and sports programs across Fremont County, plus are this season's academic spotlight sponsor. Wyoming Catholic College forms students through a rigorous immersion in the primary sources of the classic liberal arts tradition, the grandeur of the mountain wilderness, and the spiritual heritage of the Catholic Church. Grounded in real experience and thoughtful reflection, our graduates love truth, think clearly, and communicate eloquently, engaging with the world as it is. Submit your application online at wyomingcatholic.edu/admissions/apply.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.
This has been Wolverine Football on County 10 and Jack FM, and a big thanks to Clay Sheets, Akai, and Thomas, and Travis Magatosh is you as well. I appreciate you coming up and being with us here. And looking at the weather outside right now, the thermometer says temps drop as it's starting to cool off a little bit, but the wind is kind of dissipated for us a little bit here tonight. Some other final scores. Well, final score here, first of all, the Bison 53, the Wolverines 21. Again, they had 4 scoring drives of 2 plays. They had 1 scoring drive of 3 plays, did the Bison, and they just kind of took command early after the Wolverines fumbled the first play of the game, and Katie barred the door, and it was 53-21 when it was all said and done.
Yeah, it really is. It's just unfortunate because I know that's not the start that the Wolverines wanted out the gate. Unfortunately, that's what took place, and but then we also left a ton of points out there too. I feel what could have made this seem a little better, or could have switched some momentum things. But those are the positive sides that you always look at to try to grow on and get better at. Yeah,
you're looking at another dogfight next week. Lander and Worland in a dogfight right now. 24-13, Lander leading the Warriors in the 4th stanza of that ball game. Cody blanking Evanston at half, 42-0. Douglas defeated Rollins tonight, 57-16. Star Valley beat Green River 49-7, and Jackson upsets Powell 17-14. The final score there. So I think if Cody wins tonight against Evanston, which they're up 42-0 at half, you'd think that's a pretty good possibility. Cody will have clinched tonight. Douglas will have clinched on the other side. But a Lander win, and Lander will have 1 loss, and they could hand Douglas a 1 loss, and it'd be a 3-way tie for first between Lander, Buffalo, and Douglas.
Yeah.
In the middle of all that as it stands next week. But the thing the Wolverines have to worry about right now, and that is they've got to take on the Worland Warriors next week. Travis, I'm going to let you grab those headphones to Coach Anderson real quick, and we'll catch Troy Anderson. This is our Bailey Enterprises postgame show, and Coach Troy, gosh darn, fumble on the first play of the game, and it just kind of set the mood.
That kind of seemed to be requisite of what it ended up being like at the very end here, right, scoreboard wise. They're a good football team. They're sound. I think we did some really good things. At the end of the day, you get to see. We basically put ourselves in a spot to never be in this spot again, quarterbacking wise, and that's a positive. Dudes came out and got after it. I think you see a guy like Ryan Cox fight to the very final whistle. There's some guys definitely like that. Jackson Hill making cross-field runs like crazy.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like those are dudes with heart. Like, and at the end of the day, those are people you want to be around.
You know, and I'm not. They kind of shell shocked us. They had 4 scoring drives of 2 plays, 1 scoring drive of 3 plays. But, you know, then on the other side, I do believe I asked you at the start of the game if we were going to see anything different. And a freshman starts for you at quarterback tonight. That's something I guess you and I need to talk about when I'm asking stuff at pre-games. You kind of apprise me of those things, but you would not know that kid was a freshman tonight as he comes out and plays hard.
Yeah. And we'll get him over here, but he's going up top first.
I was going to say he's running across the field now. So,
but you'll get him. I mean, you were out at pregame, so I just kind of assumed, I guess that the old acronym there, I guess, gonna make split out of both me and you.
Well, I watched a lot of kickoffs when I come interview you on Thursdays, but no, the kid played his guts out and. Throws 2 touchdown passes, runs for another one. What more do you want out of a freshman?
They're tough as nails, dude. Tough as nails. I mean, we saw, honestly, I'm not going to say that we knew this, right? Because you don't ever want to try to. But this is the time of year when these young guys start to step up. But we saw glimpses of this kind of stuff in summer camp, and that's something that's really cool to see come to fruition. And a kid like that, I'm sure his mom was probably on pins and needles at home. But god dang, the kid is just a monster.
Yeah. Well, I got him for 24 of 40. I lamented you threw 4 passes against Rollins. You throw 40 out here tonight in a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah.
And you go for 256 yards, and that's nice. But playoffs start now. Playoffs start now as soon as you get ready for Worland.
And that was my conversation down when we're in the end zone corners. They're like, we got to find out how much we want to play a football game next week if we want to get a bonus round, right? And that's a decision us coaches will help them prepare for, but they get to make that decision. And then just to the old guys, right? They're a lot of them. They're running up the very apex of the end of their time, unfortunately, and it happens to all of us. But they get to lay down a layer for somebody else to step up on, and I guess that was my point, right? No matter how small they feel like it is, they're contributing, and if they get a chance to leave it better than they found it.
Last question is on the injury front, and I know Cade sits out from halftime, and then I see Draven at one point on the sidelines, and then it would look like Vincent and Hutchison kind of played offensive, defensive, and Tyree at certain points. There was that was a hard physical football game. How did we survive injury-wise?
I think overall okay. I don't think there's anything that I'm certain that's going to keep guys out next week. I think we'll get a better assessment when they get in to see Paige tomorrow morning. But I don't think anything major. And I think the one last thing probably I'd like to say, because we're sure about to wrap up here, is that just a testament to dudes like being able to be repositioned and just like going out there and giving their heart. The guys like Branson Salfsgaver and Jackson Hill and Larson, just like, hey, let me go play some football. That's awesome.
You've made it very difficult to scout you next week because we don't know if it's going to be DeVries, Gattenbein, Hutchison, if Jackson's going to take some snaps here next week.
Hey, go back, old school right there.
Troy, I'll let you go talk to the other station, but thanks for coming.
Appreciate it.
You bet. That's Troy Anderson, our head coach. We're going to chat with a senior, and I'm going to bring co-players of the game here tonight, and Jackson, I'm going to let you put those headphones on real quick so you can hear this, but I'm going to give you as much player of the game tonight as I am for the Rollins game and the effort that you did in that game. And I think there's one play here tonight. There was one on the outside run. They're running to the Buffalo sideline, and I see your number flash as he gets the corner and gets past you, and then 25 yards later, you've made the play. You never gave up on the play. You went down there, and then another play, you put a pretty good smack on a kid down there as well, and you just never gave up despite what the score said, and I think that shows a lot of heart and give you a lot of credit for that as well.
Thank you.
Talk about, I guess, this game and talk about plays like that.
I think this was a really, really physical game. Guys were flying around on both sides of the ball, and it was a really physical, really fast game, and I think we just kind of started off on the wrong foot, but we picked ourselves up and we kept going.
And, and that's kind of got to be the battle cry a little bit is, hey, we cannot – it would be easy to fold the tent and get beat 70-7 or something like that, but you guys didn't. And hopefully, rallying cries from you, others. What was the mantra out there?
I think we went into halftime and we had a pretty good talk from Coach Watson and from Ryan Watson and a couple guys in the locker room just getting us fired up, and we came out of the half swinging, I think, and that kind of puts a testament to our heart. We were playing hard in that second half.
We talk about kids that are injured, and you've got two shoulder braces limiting movement. How healthy are you 100% wise? I mean, like percentage wise.
I'm 100%.
Okay, good.
It's just it's preventative at this point.
Well, good. Yeah. And as we said with Troy, and as he said probably to you guys down there on the field, playoff start, with film tomorrow perhaps.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Playoff started tonight, and I think we're all playing to win, and Ryan might be coming to an end soon, but gosh, I hope it isn't.
I'm going to give you co-player of the game awards. I got a T-shirt for you. I'll get that hooked up with you. I'll have Kate bring that to school for you. But thanks for coming up, and I'll let you go get warm and go get cleaned up for the bus ride home.
Thanks, John.
You bet. Thank you. Jackson Hill, one of our co-players of the game here tonight. On our sideline, we've got our other player of the game, hopefully going to make his way over here. It's a long way from one end of the one press box of this field to the other press box of the field, and the temperature is about 50 degrees, and the thermometer says it's dropping. But, for a team that got beat 53-21, there's still a lot of positive energy in those kids, and you have to have it as you come in to start the playoffs, as we've said many a time.
Yeah, and that's probably the hardest thing, but the life lessons that they're going to take away from this of resiliency and to persevere and to overcome things, because things aren't always going to go your way, and they're going to learn a ton. This is a small little blip in their life that they're going through, but they're learning a ton of things, and not just about the game of football, but about life and how to fight through the stuff.
Well,
so
that's always said. I learned more about life when I was in wrestling in high school from Coach Bob Uffelman than I ever learned about wrestling from those type of coaches. And for you to bring up that analogy is right on, spot on.
And our boys, there's nothing more than they would love to do than win. They're fighting to win. They do. They would run the ball 100 times and never catch a pass, or vice versa, or throw it all the time if they guaranteed them a win. But it's one of those things that, it always doesn't work that way. But, it doesn't stop you from working hard and still trying to contribute and being a good teammate and fighting for the best for your team and for your town.
Bailey Enterprises post-game show, final score 53-21. We will hope to have Blake Gantenbein. I see him still across the way interviewing with Kevin and Sean right now, and we hope to get them. And I got to give thanks to Troy and the other kids as well, with two media outlets and splitting time and everything. They've always made time to do that, so I appreciate that. Let's run through some final stats here as we look at it. Wolverines with 307 yards of offense, and 256 of it came in the air from Blake Gantenbein and Jackson Larson. Jackson 1 for 1 for 5 yards. Blake 24 of 40, 256 yards tonight. Favorite target, Nathan Hutchison, 9 catches, 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both of those touchdown passes from Blake to Nathan. Cade Gabrielson, 2 catches. Ty Sheets, 4 catches for 40 yards. Nick, 3 for 12. Nathan, 9 for 121. Gunnar Patterson, 3 for 27. Bryce Mason, 1 for 5. You want to? Yeah, we'll bring him up here. Nathan Hutchison coming up here, and he'll talk with us here in our post-game show as well. Rushing tonight, Dominic Payne, 8 carries, 15 yards. Jordan May, unofficially 3 carries, 17 yards. Blake Gantenbein, 10 carries and 8 yards in the contest. And Coach Anderson did not apprise me that we were going to start a freshman at QB. I kind of naturally assumed that with Derek not going to play tonight, it was going to be you, but the freshman comes out 24 of 40 for 256 yards. How about that?
I know, he can sling it. I was really proud of him because, playing quarterback, I know how hard it is, and he made it look easy tonight.
We named him as our player of the game along with Jackson Hill, and Jackson almost is retrospect to the Rollins game as much as he battled and warriored out there tonight as well. But Travis and I both mentioned this, and the O-line did a pretty good job tonight of protecting that QB back there as well.
Yeah, they did. The defense, they got a good front six, and they kind of popped us in the mouth first quarter, but we responded pretty well, and we're able to give Blake some time and even run it up the middle a little bit.
9 catches, 121 yards for you unofficially, 2 touchdowns. And as we've talked about a couple of times, that I mentioned this in the onset, got to get the ball in your hands. You refuse to go down.
Yeah.
Sometimes to the fault of your own health, I think sometimes, but you are a battler, a warrior, and you refuse to go down.
Yeah, yards after the catch I'm big on. I like running around. And I felt like the matchups today, I felt like I could beat every one of them. And so, And I was trying to kind of be a spark plug. The game wasn't going our way.
Right.
We needed a little something to get us going. So I was hoping we'd be able to, lift the spirits a little bit.
Leading by example. And we've talked about this in the last question here, but playoffs, they're now. I mean, it's win or be done.
Yeah, must win. We got to go to Worland, and I don't know if Weber is going to be ready to go or not, but I just think the biggest thing for next week is not being on our heels. I think the last couple games defensively, we're just not been ready, and we're kind of guessing out there. So we just got to play hard, react, and flow to the football, I think. So if we can do that, I think we got a good shot at going to Worland.
Landers up on the Warriors right now, 24-13 in the fourth quarter of that. Nathan, good job out there tonight. Thanks for coming by, and good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Nathan Hutchison tonight, 9 catches, 121 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And I think our freshman QB player of the game has already headed to the locker room, and that is going to be okay as we're going to wrap things up. Thomas, let's take a final 2-minute timeout. We doing all right on ads? We got to hit one more quick timeout. We'll come back on the Bailey Enterprises post-game show and finish this one out. 53-21, Bison defeat the Wolverines. We'll be back after this on County 10 and Jack FM.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
I hold up wide left. They don't have any.
Ensuring you never forget your best memories, but also protecting your future adventures. Tyler Watson and State Farm is a proud supporter of the current and future Riverton Wolverines.
Wide right, McGuffey back to pass, shows the ball, throws again. Looking in the end zone is DeVries. Touchdown, baby!
Find us on our website at ensuringriverton.com or stop by our office at 618 East Washington.
This is the Bailey Enterprises post-game show, and we're going to get him? We will, yeah. I sent Derek after one player, and it's the last one, Derek DeVries. I've been giving him heck, but we're going to get our player of the game. He's got to go around this way unless he wants to climb the fence to come up here. Oh, he can come up this way. Oh, yeah, he's going to do that as well. 53-21, and this is awesome because I do want to talk and get the freshman perspective on stepping up and playing this big game here tonight, as he is our Lander Medical Clinic player of the game, chunking the ball for over 200 and some yards here tonight. Trying to catch some finals. Lander has beaten Worland 31-13 the final, so it will be a chance to get into the playoffs next week. Let's throw some headphones on that young man, if you would, Travis, real quick. And going to put the headphones on Blake Gantenbein, and I always say it. I kept saying the freshman all night long, and you grew up tonight. Tell me about playing in a 3A varsity football game from start to finish.
I mean, it was just way fun. Just awesome opportunity.
Nerves?
A little bit.
For a while, or did they go away quickly?
They went away pretty quick.
You throw for 24 for 40 for 256 yards, a couple of touchdowns in this ball game. What do you think hearing those stats?
Just amazing. Pretty easy when you got good receivers to throw to and a good line block.
I'm going to say, I think you got to give a little bit to the boys up front.
Yep.
As well. As this game goes on, did you feel more comfortable? Well, you took a shot on the roughing the passer. What happened there?
I don't know. He just threw me down.
Got you in the back or something.
Yeah.
And then they call a run play for you right after that, and you didn't blink. You just went out there and did it. I congratulate you on that courage, because that's pretty awesome to go out there and do that.
Thank you.
Tonight, leading up to it, practice all week long in this situation? Was this the onset the whole week?
Yeah, we just pretty much didn't know if Derek was going to be back or not, so we just practiced like he wasn't.
I told Coach Troy, I said, now you've got Worland guessing, because now we don't know who's going to be back there at QB. And if it's you, I think you'll be ready. If it's not, I think you'll be probably on the sideline rooting them on just as hard as anybody.
Yep.
What was your favorite part of playing in this one tonight?
Just the guys to be around, and it was just pretty nice field and fun to throw to.
All right. Blake, I picked you as our player of the game. Congratulations tonight, and go heal up, get all those bumps and bruises out, and take some time and reflect on it, and good luck next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. Good job tonight. Great job.
You.
Thank you for coming up. As now you might have to get a ride or an Uber to get you back up to the locker room. That's a long ways up there.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks, Blake Gattenbein. Again, our freshman player of the game tonight. Again, 256 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And nice to talk to these Wolverine players after it and get their perspectives and hear them talk. They've all done a great job here tonight in visiting with us. And it's not easy to do when you just got beat 53-21.
No, and it's really kind of fun to listen to them, though, and how they – because I'm sure you've heard from freshmen, his answers being a senior are going to be totally different.
Absolutely.
As much as they grow. So, but it was an exciting night for him. He had a great game, and they kind of put it on him to throw it around, and he did a good job, and the line did a good job up front protecting. I don't even think they gave up really one sack, maybe?
I don't think so. The one he had fumbled, and one was a tackle for loss, I think, as he ran, but I don't think it was an actual quote-unquote sack.
With all the good that we're taking away from it, there's also some things that would have been more beneficial, getting the ground game, keeping the clock running for us, those types of things. So a lot of room for growth, too, as Troy has mentioned as well.
Final scores tonight: Jackson defeats Powell 17-14. Star Valley beats Green River 49-7. Douglas beats up on Rollins 57-16. Lander defeats Worland 31-13. Cody's up on Evanston 42-zip in the third. And Buffalo defeating the Wolverines tonight 53-21. Riverton on the road for their last game of the regular season on Friday. A 6 o'clock kickoff from Worland and Warrior Stadium, back on the grass, and it's the playoffs. It'll begin. They win and they'll get in the playoffs. They lose and their season comes to an end. Thanks to Clay, thanks to Akai, thanks to Thomas. Travis, thank you for coming on, and we'll talk to you next week. Any final thoughts?
No, that's it. Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun.
All right, you drive safe home. We'll see you next week. Final score once again tonight here from Buffalo and Mike Moon Field. It was the Buffalo Bison 53, the Riverton Wolverines 21. With that, we'll send you back on Jack FM. Thanks for watching on the County 10 YouTube stream. We'll be back again. Pregame next week at 5:30. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock. For Clay, Akai, Thomas, and Travis, I'm John Gabrielson. This has been Wolverine Football from 105.1 Jack FM and County 10 Sports.